Oh my gosh, I'm freaking out. Let me mute the TV. It's not Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. yet. Oh, this is so crazy. Oh, I wanted to come on a bit earlier. Oh my gosh, this is on again.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god, it's
I'm
everywhere.
freaking out. Let me
wait.
mute the TV.
This is what I did
It's not
last time.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. yet. This is so...
Here we go. Okay, phew. As I said ×3 there, I wanted to come on a bit earlier to chat to you guys because I find this. Oh my god. Oh no, I forgot my engagement ring. Oh, I can't go get it now. Well, I wanted to see if there were questions in the comments and see you guys' names. And then if people kind of need to mute this whilst we talk about the episodes, I'm going to try and not put spoilers in there, but I just feel like there may well be spoilers. So I don't want it to get ruined for anybody. So, but just make sure you keep the page open so that you can see when I put the Zoom link in there. I'm so excited to see all your faces. It's probably going to be absolute chaos, but beautiful chaos, you know? So let's just give it a go. I would love to see you. And thank you so much for watching these. And I still have one episode that we kind of skipped that I'll go and do next week. And then thank you for all your suggestions of tentpole episodes that we could do this with. I'm really excited to do that. Oh my God, I can't believe I forgot my engagement ring. And then during this live, Zach is going to be monitoring the comments and he's just going to interrupt the conversation with questions that he sees when he feels like it's the right time. Because I'm so grateful for you guys chatting on there, but I'm not coordinated enough to I don't know, see them as we're doing it and then watching it, you know, it's a lot. Oh my gosh, I'm scared too, Quake09. Oh, and 2 hours as well. I don't know, like, what you guys do. The people in England and in Europe, are you guys drinking just coffee? What's happening? Can you say Gailman Yook? Hi, can you say hi to Chloe for me? But I love you. Yes, I'll really try and remember that. But hi, Chloe. I'll try and remember. Oh my gosh, I'm crying. I'm crying too. Emily, we're all freaking out too. Oh, you guys. Can you believe it? The thing is, we shot this over a year ago, so we should be so well prepared for this moment, but we're not. We're at Zach's parents' house right now. We road tripped here and then quarantined in a hotel for 2 weeks, and now we've moved in. And look, his movie poster is up there. How cute. And his mom's got a leopard print blanket, so she got it out for me specially, and so I put it on the sofa, and I've got this is like my comfort blanket now. Oh, I wear it every time. It's 1 a.m. night strike. I can't stay. It's 1 a.m. Well, you go get some rest. You can rewatch it, you know, it'll be on here. Oh my God, 5 minutes. 5-2. Gail, I'm so scared. I'm such a big fan. Oh my gosh, I know, I'm scared too. Can you say hi to me? My name is Star. Hi, Star. Thank you for being here. What does it say? I'm going to miss the team, but especially Coulson, Clark Gregg. I would like to continue seeing cameos from them. Mitchell. I know. It's so lovely though, because I still speak to Clark all the time. We're FaceTiming today, so, you know, just know that we all still chat to each other. And I hope that he keeps being cameoing. Can't wait to watch the episode. Andrew Dickens wanted to stop by and show some love before it starts. You're all amazing and have been fantastic on this adventure. Thank you, Andrew. But I should do this every week, come in early. It's just getting myself organized, you know. Oh, Dylan, thank you. I'm so glad you're here. Caitlin, thank you for this amazing show. That's just been really everything. And I'm sure I speak for everyone when I say thank you. Oh, you guys. Chris Cheramie is here. He directed the 7/12. We've got such great people on the live today. We've got different groups of people for 7/12 and then 7/13. Oh, how do I? Oh, he's coming on. Hey, Cheramie!
Hello. How are you doing, Elizabeth?
Good. Your hair's so long now.
I know. My COVID hair has grown out.
It looks good. And is that, a sneaky teal shield?
That's season 1 from the sound department. Thank you, Ken Fuller.
Oh, they did great t-shirts. Sound department got us t-shirts every year.
And they killed it every year too.
Every year. I'm so happy that you're here.
I have this.
Oh, your spy's goodbye. I don't have a drink yet. Can you believe it?
What are you doing? Way late to the party, girl.
I know. I got 2 hours. I gotta.
It's a long way. Might need this then.
I might. Chris Cheramie, I didn't know your name was Chris, I think for about 4 years. Or we call you as Cheramie.
Cheramie, yeah.
Can you explain what you do on the show most of the time? And then obviously you directed 7/12. Oh, let me change this to this. What did you do before?
Yeah, so I still was after and while I was directing. I'm the post-producer.
So crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was definitely crazy. I'm the post-producer on the show. So I oversee all of everything that happens after it gets shot. So when the footage comes in, all the editorial, all the visual effects, the music, and final delivery of the shows kind of comes. Obviously, there are a lot of talented people who do that work, but it all kind of, I supervise it and make sure it all happens and gets done.
Which is so much. And then to direct 7/12 is crazy because post can't do much before things are shot. So as the series goes on, post-production gets busier and busier and busier, right? And then you're all on a time crunch. How? Diane!
Hello.
Claudia!
Let's see. I need to go to gallery view. Hi, Diane. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Oh my God, Diane, do you have your Asian American Girls Club t-shirt on?
I sure do.
Shout
Always repping.
Becky.
Love it.
Well, congratulations. Holy cows to you both.
Oh
This
my
is
God.
huge.
It's so crazy. How are you feeling, Cheramie? Because you've been from it
From the beginning.
So from the beginning, like the prep of the
I remember from the very, very beginning. I might have been one of the first people hired on the show because I knew Jed and Marissa and Joss from Dollhouse. So, they reached out to me very early. I remember, in fact, I was just so early. I remember seeing the video of your, seeing the footage of your costume test when, coming in. Yeah. And we cut it to the Black Keys music. You were wearing kind of like this punky kind of like outfit. It was hilarious. It was hilarious. It was fun.
So awkward to do costume tests because you just, I mean, you must know, Diane, but you like, it started.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry. I almost get it every week.
Hi, Zach. How are you?
What's up? How are you?
How are you?
How are you, Chris?
Oh, Bear's here. Oh my gosh, I can't. I told you Bear's coming on, right, Cheramie? So Bear, Diane, in case you don't know, is the composer. Yes. And
I don't know.
Writes all the music and is just an absolute genius. And Cheramie, you guys, I'll wait till Bear comes on, but you guys go way back. I didn't realize that.
So Bear, we worked on a project. We worked on a pilot together very briefly. That didn't go so well, but Bear and I got along very well. And when this pilot came up, we didn't have a composer. We went through all of most of post-production without a composer. And Josh was like, "Oh, we'll figure it out." And eventually we came to a spot, and we were in a room. And I remember saying, "Guys, what about Bear McCREARY? I know him. I can give him a call." We brought him in. He did some sample stuff for us, and he blew everyone away. And he dominated this show.
He's so
Mhm.
talented.
Bear, can you see or hear us? You have to, at the bottom left, you have to put, there you are, okay.
I was just listening to see what you guys are saying about me. That's all. I'm just waiting
Your
like,
name.
what is Chris Cherami going to say? Don't listen to this guy. Hey, you guys.
Hey,
up?
Bear, this is Diane. Oh, you must know Diane. You've probably been staring at.
We haven't met though. It's so nice to meet you.
Yeah,
That's-
pleasure to meet finally.
That's the funny thing about us post geeks is that, you know, we spend a lot of time staring at your guys' faces, a lot of time at your guys' faces. So often when we see you, we're like, oh my God, you know, Elizabeth, Diane, and you're like, who are these creepy, weird, very pale people talking to us?
That's very true. That's happened a few times on lots before where people are very familiar, which I love because how friendly, but it's a weird, there is a weird thing there.
Yeah.
Hi,
Yeah.
Tom.
Oh, hello,
What up?
Tom.
Hello, Tom, how's it
guys?
going?
Hey, Chris, how's it going?
Excellent, man. How are you doing?
Hanging in there.
Enjoying the show? You've been killing it.
Thank
Oh
you,
my
thank you. I've been enjoying it immensely. It's so much fun. It's so crazy to see all of it done. Like I remember, like right after we finished filming, I was in production office for some reason, and you let me see some of the VFX builds, like when they were still like testing everything out. It's so incredible to see. Kolpack did
Yes.
excellent work.
So I have to say, so Elizabeth, you were saying, you were asking, what do I do? One of my favorite things about my job is that we're there at the very beginning where we're kind of looking at story and kind of getting dailies and seeing everything come together. But my favorite thing is that when the show finishes cutting, it gets elevated so much by visual effects and by people like Bear. I mean, Bear, to his credit, for 7 years on this show, including the first several years when we had 22 episodes to produce in 10 months, did a full orchestra for every single episode of this show, which is amazing.
Isn't that nuts? I mean,
It's pretty crazy.
so Bear, when do you, how is that process? How long do you get to do it? Because that's crazy. You write original music for an orchestra every episode.
I had a week.
No,
Yeah.
you did not.
I had a week. I would record on whatever day it was, maybe Thursday nights we'd record and I'd get the new cut. We would usually spot on the day that I was recording orchestra on the previous episode that night. I'd go get some sleep and get up Friday morning and go, okay, next Thursday, I got another episode. On my YouTube channel, I have this video. It's called A Day in the Life, where I completely lose my mind and melt down. And I made that during episode 5. It's like kind of a parody, but it's not. Because I was like, I called my assistant over and I was like, I got this idea for a video I need to make. I was like blowing off steam, but I was realizing like, I'm episode 5 and I'm going to lose it. Like this.
Season 1?
Season 1. Yeah. I mean, I was just like, I don't think I can do this, but you get into the habit, you know, and you get to know the characters, you get to know the themes. And honestly, it's like training for a marathon, says the guy that's never run a marathon. But it's like, you know, you do it over and over. And after a while, it just became like another day in the office, you know, and the stress sort of goes away and you just get to enjoy the opportunity to get in front of 50 or 60, sometimes we had up to 100, certainly 95, 96 players. And that's magic. I mean, that's why I get up in the morning, is to like arrange my life in such a way that I get to do that once in a while. So to do that over 100 times on S.H.I.E.L.D. is amazing. I mean, what a dream come true.
Yeah,
Can I
because-
interject real quick? Yeah.
Yes, please.
Bear, hi, my name's Tom Sullivan. I'm a huge
Hey,
fan.
bro. Yeah, dude. Likewise.
For those of you who don't know, Bear does a lot of work on video games, and I'm thinking in particular your work on God of War, which was
Nice.
incredible.
He won a BAFTA for, by the way.
Skull
Bear.
All right. Yes.
endingly good.
I did it for
Thanks,
you,
dude.
Bear. I did it for you, Mr. Humble Brag.
Thanks, dude. I appreciate that. No, seriously, man. Thank you. Like, God of War was just an amazing experience, you know.
All of your stuff. It's really a privilege to listen to.
Thanks, man. Well, I mean, I got to say that like the crash course of doing a show like S.H.I.E.L.D., where every week I'm in front of an orchestra and you end up doing that over 100 times, you know, you just sort of like, you learn the tricks. You know, I'm sure you guys have the same when you're on set. Like one day you might try something out and then you realize like, oh, that doesn't work. I'm going to try this. And then after a while, everybody gets in their groove and it feels really good. And that's something that only a long running TV show can provide, that kind of work environment.
Yeah, I was chatting to you earlier, Bear, and I was saying about the pilot when we were shooting it. There was such a ripple of excitement going around set, going, Bear McCreary is gonna be the composer on this. We were all just freaking out because your body of work is amazing, like huge movies to massive TV shows and then games. It's just like there's nothing you elevate everything, and it was such a sign that, oh my gosh, this might be really great.
That's so funny because in post we were like, oh, we gotta deal with Bear McCreary.
That's right. That's right. You got to put up with all my demands, the green M&Ms in the spotting session.
Hey,
Yeah.
Jeff Bell.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Jeff.
Howdy.
How's
Yeah.
everybody?
You wrote a brilliant episode on top of running the show.
Oh, please, let's get rid of the blandishments. Thank you. Moving on. Because
It's
if
true.
you say nice things to me, then we're gonna have to say nice things to Jeremy, and then it's just
Yeah, then it goes downhill.
I know. Well, I mean, technically, you guys don't employ me anymore, so I don't have to be nice.
There it is.
And she also doesn't have to listen to what you say.
you're British, so you'll always pretend to be nice.
It's very true. Yeah, it comes with the territory. Belle, can you explain what you do?
Showrunner, executive producer. I do that with Jed and Mo. I've been doing this for a while now, and so when they were first coming along with this, Mr. Loeb, I ran Angel for a bunch of years, and then I knew Mr. Loeb back in the day, and then I knew Jed from Spartacus. And so if you do a Venn diagram, we all sort of fit together nicely. And Mr. Loeb called and said, we've got this project that we're going to pitch to ABC, and Marvel is going to do their first TV show, and would you come and help us? And how can you say no to that? And so part of it was helping Jed and Mo, who'd never done that before, do it. And then they're really talented, smart people, and they figured out how to do it. And then we all were really doing that together. And it's our job to figure out what the story is going to be, what the arc of the story is going to be. It's our job to do the final polish on a script if we don't love it. It's our job to do the final edit on a show, to supervise final music, visual effects, all that. So showrunners kind of, there's a little bit of management, there's a little bit of, we all kind of divide and conquer. That's really the way we could do it. The three of us have similar skill sets, but also can divide up. And none of us could have done it, I think, without the other.
Yeah.
And,
you guys make such a great team.
well, thanks. And then, getting some of these fine people in it made it even easier.
And then you wrote this episode. I mean, because you also do all the casting as well. Although I guess
Well, we all do the casting, and honestly, Marissa is the deepest into that. Marissa, as someone who's been an actor as well,
and in this show.
yeah, and she's got a great eye, and so a lot of times she will go in and do a deep dive before Jed and I get into it, and so some of our sort of outside the box, like she was the one who really fought for Ruth Negga early on before people knew who Ruth Negga was. She was the one who saw Nick Blood and said, this guy, because it was just a little phone thing that he did himself. And she has a really good eye for that. And but yeah, we have a lot of management stuff. And then depending on how hard we want to work, we can also write and direct and do other things. But I'm content now to write an episode or two a season, and that's plenty.
I do have to say one thing that you don't mention because you wouldn't, but when they say management, it's also like I've been struck by, I don't know if you guys have been seeing all the Facebook posts about all of the crew and the people that worked on the show, just kind of really how appreciative and how much they love the show and everyone on the show. And everyone loved working on the show. We were here for 7 years, most of us, a lot of us for shorter kind of, but it was, it's always top down, and it's people like Jeff Bell and Jen and Marissa who set the tone, and what you guys felt on set when you were acting and how wonderful that inclusive that family was. It's the same thing that we feel in post when, you know, when Bear has all the support that he needs and all of our editorial, and even though, again, we were working ridiculous hours and every single day and impossible schedules, we all love being there because these guys set a tone and made it a wonderful place to work.
Thanks.
Yeah, I'd like to jump on that and just say, like, you know, because you said we're all working ridiculous hours, which, as I mentioned, you know, before we got in here on season 1, like I thought I was going to have a nervous breakdown in the first 6 weeks.
I did one night. I grabbed
Dude.
Jeff in the parking lot one night at like 3 a.m. I said, Jeff, I don't know if I can do this anymore, man.
Yeah.
It was rough.
But really, it's like coming in and spotting with you guys, with, you know, and Chris and Jeff and Jed, and feeling like, wow, 2 things. A, everybody's tired. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't like, man, I'm the only one working this hard. But also everybody was so passionate and had so much fun. It always gave me this burst of energy and this burst of inspiration. And no matter how tired I got, at the end of a spotting session, I would get in the car, get home like 2 minutes later. I live right down the street. And just get in my studio, like, I got this idea. I want to send it to Jed right now. You know, and that, I don't think I would have survived it without that like psychological support. If it had just been a job, it's like an overwhelming amount of work that was actually asked of all of us.
Yeah.
And I think that's, you know, that's just a credit to the environment that, you know, you felt it when you walked in, certainly into post. And, you know, did you guys feel that on set as well?
Yeah.
It goes back to what Jeremy was saying about how it starts at the top, and how Jed, Jeff, and Mo were always on set, always there to like give opinions or constructive criticism, and it never felt like the boss checking in. It was a collaborator, it was a friend, it was someone who was there in it with you. And again, I was only there for however long, and I enjoyed that atmosphere immensely.
Just long enough to try and destroy the universe.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, come on.
What you like.
No,
Oh, go on. Do you want
no, you know, I know this, we're all saying nice things, and part of it's easy because it's true, but you know, one of the things that was great about Bear, who we'd been a fan of before, you know, when S.H.I.E.L.D. first started, we were one of 2 shows using full orchestra. Did you guys already talk about this?
No.
2 shows using full live orchestras every week. And so I know
it was a dying art. It was the way things used to be done, and it was such an anomaly by the time.
One of my great joys, and the other thing I want to say as part of this before I move on, is Jed's a musician, and so having a partner who's a musician who can speak that language was a great asset. I think it was a great asset for Bear and great for the show in terms of communicating back and forth. You don't always get that. So
I still remember the one time they actually wrote a piece
No.
on Jed's iPhone during a spotting
No. I knew this would come up. I knew it.
no,
We were joking. What episode was that, Jeremy?
I don't remember. It was when
It was
Dove. It was Dove had the headphones on and she was boxing. She was like,
So we're sitting there and Jed is like, dude, can we just, I don't want to license something. We were trying to save every dollar we could to make the show. And it was just like, we just need something like should feel edgy and indie. And then he was like, God, we could just practically write it right now in GarageBand on our phones. And I was like, yoink, you know? We sat there like, hold on. I mean, I think we sat there for 10 minutes. Everyone else is just indulging us. And we literally wrote it right there. And like, I held it up and was like, what do you think? And he was like, change out the snare drum. Let's put a little filter on that. Awesome. Done. And of course, the jokes began immediately. Like, why are we doing orchestra? Just Bear and Jed their phones.
On your phone.
Yeah.
and I'm like, why is Bear complaining that he's got to work so many hours?
This is so easy.
The secret is revealed. It's all done on the iPhone in GarageBand. Yeah.
One of the joys though was on the pilot was going over to Fox, which has one of the great recording studios, and walking in with an 80-piece orchestra. Yeah. And there's Bear, who at the time was 14, 15 years old. Because you started this very early, young man. And but to see you up front, you know, conducting and then stop and tell somebody, great, if we could come in a little bit more on the first part of that quarter note, if you come in a little sharper there, that'd be great. And a little bit more, you know, forte. And it was just like, how was he doing this? I mean, it was it was so much fun for all of us. And the fact that you could do that, as well as when we went into tech world and synth world and 80s world, and do that as well. We ran the gamut emotionally with music as well as with storytelling.
Yeah.
You were
Well-
never bored, were you?
Yeah.
Oh God, no, never.
This season was so crazy too, with all the different decades. Tom, right now you are chatting to Sybil on screen. You haven't had many scenes with Sybil, right? With Tamara. Is this like where you mostly kind of come head to head a little bit?
Yeah, this episode was when I can talk about the episode now, right? Because we're
Yeah, well, what they're gonna do? I mean, we're 20 minutes in, right, Belle?
I had been in contact with Sybil for one way or another for most of the season, but I think this is the first time their corporeal bodies are in the same room together. So it was.
Yeah.
Because remember, you walk in, you had that scene where you walk into the room and you're like, oh, look, you're a real person.
Right. I think
Yeah.
I comment on like the material she might be made of.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was strange, and there's some intrigue still left, so I won't ruin nothing. But to have these two very strong-willed people finally put together, it made for some interesting scenes, I thought.
It's awesome, and she's going to be popping by potentially too. So, it was because back in the day, you like got a tape handed from that little robot, and
Yeah.
that was the start, right? That
Yeah, on Jesse's episode, I think the Deacon, Adventures of Mac and the D.
That was the Deke Squad episode.
Yeah.
When you start talking about the plot that way, I'm like, gee, did we really do that?
this has been a nuts season. Oh, now it's a standoff with Malick and Cora. Well, not a standoff, but that's such an interesting. Can you guys talk about how, and Jeremy and Belle, like how, because that relationship between Cora and Malick is so interesting and kind of messed up.
Well, I felt throughout the whole, like every script we got, poor Cora just wanted to feel seen or loved.
Yeah.
So I felt like throughout every episode, the fans are like, is she bad? Is she good? But the hard part is, when Malick comes and saves me or Cora, it's just someone extending a hand and me taking it because I felt like there was no support.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's an interesting like back and forth. And I think right now when I confront him, is it when I confront him about my mom or him working for the Chronicoms, right?
Yeah, I have it on mute. I want to say
yeah. It's him. Are you really working for the Chronicoms?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, what I loved about that is just how sweetly but overtly Tom was so manipulative as well. Like he knew he would pull those strings and kind of get you there. And there was that hug you guys had where he makes you feel good and calms you down, and then he says something. I'm gonna mangle your words, Jeff, but it was something like, and then we're gonna take down every single person that ever did anything wrong to you.
Oh yeah, it was an
you're like,
yeah.
It's like, well, that took a dark turn. That's kind of a little bit extreme.
It's a compelling argument, though.
Someone's asking, can you ask Bear about releasing the whole soundtrack? Is that going to happen?
Oh,
I'm on like the comment thread, so I'm not texting people.
Nicely done.
So you guys know I'm not being rude.
He's checking in on the live chat
checking on
because
the
it goes
live-
so
live
quickly.
chat,
I don't get to see questions. So Zach is being moderator of, well, not moderator, but
Well, just
spy.
checking in on stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. What was the question?
Is the whole soundtrack going to get released?
That is a great question. And the reality is there's nothing to announce. The immediate answer is probably no. However, for a few years, I've been waiting until the entire show was done because I wanted to kind of like assess all the music, get everything together. So I don't want to say no as in it'll never happen. It's just that right now there aren't like hidden plans. I'm not being coy. I'm not teasing. However, I would love for that. So I can go on record and say I would love for that to happen. There's so much music out there that I wrote, that was produced. So I certainly think it's possible. So fans asking is a really good thing. And I'm paying attention. I see you guys asking. So keep asking. And, we shall see what the future holds. I sound like I'm being coy again. I really don't have any. But anyway, yes, there's no plans right now, but I would love for that to happen. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, me too. That would be amazing.
It really would. I mean, one of the things that happened was I put in all this work to make this soundtrack album at the end of season 1. Might have had some cues from season 2. And I realized by the time it all came out, we pressed CDs, which was more of a thing then than it is now, that I had already written all of season 2 and I was going in season 3 and I was like, wait, I want to put this stuff on, wait. And I realized like, this is moving so fast. There's so much music that what I would rather do is assess when it's all done and also interface with fans. What do you guys want to hear? You know, like now that the show is done, what really stands out? I have my favorites, but it's often colored by like my experience writing it. So now that this is out there, we can find out, you know?
Yes. What do you have stuff that will always stick in your, like, what are your favorites, Bear?
Well, in season 1, I wrote the cello piece.
Oh,
I mean, that just immediately, just getting to write that where the writers put into the show this musician character.
yeah.
That was magical because I felt like I was creating a part of Coulson's life, an intimate part, you know, that immediately stands out. Other things that stand out were essentially where we made massive deviations. For example, Ghost Rider. It was like, oh my God, we're doing a totally different thing. The framework. Oh my God, we're doing a totally different thing.
The framework was my favorite. The framework.
Yeah. And going into outer space where it's like, oh, we're gonna go into like kind of early 80s like space aesthetic. These were fun for me because as Jeff pointed out earlier, I'm never bored, you know, and we kept changing things up. And I feel like I'm listing a lot of season 4 or 5 and beyond. And I think what really happened was up through season 3, we were like, we must make it all cohesive. We'll put a little bit of synths. But then in season 4, I think we were like, look, we have Ghost Rider on the show, dude. It's time to just, we're going to go for it, you know? And that was really fun.
Yeah, speaking of the Ghost Rider aesthetic, you've got some pretty funky hallways, Jeremy, in this episode that have like a Ghost Rider vibe of the leather floors and the just crazy lighting. Like, I guess for everyone, how was that? Because how was that to shoot in? It seems very reflective. As actors, it's like, that's a long walk and talk that you have to do.
We had lots of booties. The booties.
Yeah.
Everyone had booties. Yeah.
Oh my God.
On our feet, just to be clear, not another booty.
Yeah,
There
explain.
was always someone patrolling, making sure no one stepped on there with their shoes.
Yeah, because you couldn't get footprints. Otherwise, you'd have to. It was the whole reset was so long with big Danny coming in with his big Swiffer. Was that hard to shoot, Jeremy?
I thought it was awesome to shoot. The biggest challenge was that there was only so much of it, right? So we had to constantly kind of come from different angles and find different ways. And
there was that one shot earlier in the episode that Bill started with the steady cam and starts upside down and was so.
You know how he came up with that shot? Literally, Bill had set the steady cam down and it was upside down, and I saw it on the monitor, and I looked at Kyle, the DP, and I said, "I want that shot." And we grabbed Bill over and said, "Hey, we start this here," and then they come in and we kind of do this thing, and that's one of my favorite shots. Jeff Bell tried to cut it out, but it's one of my favorite shots. He did. But that, one thing about that set, and this is kind of like life on S.H.I.E.L.D., right? I mean, this is my first time directing, but I saw it from afar, is they were building that while we were shooting. We shot in there at the very end because, they were building that, and they would, in between setups, they would come and grab us and, and say, okay, what are we going to do here? What do you want here? And what do you think about this? And they were building that. There was another scene where you guys, it's from afar, and you guys are kind of in the corner having a little chat, and we shot from way back far. It was a very cool shot.
Flo and Jeff.
Say it again.
Who was in the corner?
It was Cora and and Malick, and they were in the corner. We're from way afar. We were shooting. They were still working on that set. I mean, literally, we tore up all the stuff from the floor and rushed to hang lights and kind of got a camera in there so we could have a cool long shot.
Wow, Diane, how do you cope with that pressure in a way that there's only this much set you can have. You've got to get it done now. Like tomorrow there'll be more set, but like mentally you have to just imagine it. Like how do you?
I mean,
you know, it was like a lot of trial and error, I think, like walking the sets, figuring out the camera shots. There was a lot of rehearsal. But I mean, ultimately, I don't know, Tom, I mean, how did it just worked out fine. I mean, it wasn't stressful. Like it wasn't for us. I mean, for Tom and I, it wasn't a big, long walk and talk. It was just, you know, for me personally, I thought the set reminded me of an NSYNC music video for
oh my god, yes. How did we not?
So it wasn't stressful at all. I was stoked to be there. I was just very excited.
But to that point, going to Shield for the first time, where you are a guest in their house,
yes.
And there's all these sets that have been there for years, you know. Hello.
Hi guys.
Hi Tamara.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm such a Zoom dork. I don't know how to do any of this. I was like, I'm probably going to be on the screen for like 5 minutes and no one will hear me.
Well, you did it. It's not the easiest.
Oh, well, apparently it is. I'm just not so good at this. Anyway, I interrupted some really super groovy conversation, so I'm going to hang back.
Yeah, Tom, what were you?
I was just saying that there were so many sets that have been there for so long, like the Zephyr, like the Lighthouse, that you guys know like the back of your hands, and we had to again get to know a little bit more. But with something like the set that we're using in this episode, it was brand new for everybody.
Yeah.
So it was all a lot of following Chris's lead on this particular episode and figuring out what the best way to use that space was. Whereas on other ones that have been in use for so long, you kind of knew what the angles were, what needed to be where, when, and we just had to fit into that. But it was a lot of fun to discover this by ourselves.
It was fun. It allowed you guys to kind of put your imprint on it a little bit too, right? To find some of those spaces and how you could walk it and how you were comfortable with it. I think it fit you guys well.
Yeah. Tamara, we've seen the scene with you and Malick where you kind of have your first face-to-face scene.
Oh my God.
You have done some crazy thing, because Sybil has been around for a while now, but you had to do like green screen acting. You've been, you know, like on computer screens and TV screens, and now we get to see you in real life again. You've been on some crazy set, like the white light room, like
that was the only room I worked in for I think the first 3 episodes. I was like, guys, where is everyone? I saw you because you were shadowing, and I was like, okay, there's another actor here. It was surreal, you know, and it was talk about being thrown in the deep end, because all of my scenes for I think 3 episodes were in that white room.
And it was
the mind construct.
The rest of the set too. That was like on the top stage where you would never really walk past, you know.
Exactly.
So you were like very
isolated. So when it was time to actually, you know, meet everybody and be, you know, on the ship, I was just like,
The first day that Tamara and I worked together, I was like, oh, it's you. I've worked with you on a TV screen. So like, oh, yeah, have you?
You were like one of the people in post that knows so much about someone's face and they've never met you.
But nobody knows it. Nobody knows us.
Yeah.
You were talking about Tamara and Tom together in those characters. What I loved about that was the different tone of the 2 characters. You know, it's like, you know, Malick was such a kind of live wire, and so we kept them moving around constantly, and he would just kind of like a caged tiger, just constantly moving, and Tamara was just always there, you know, in complete control. I love that contrast between them.
It was a really cool contrast of characters, and I mean, considering I am like Miss Gesticulator and like, speak with my hands, actually being still was like probably the hardest thing I've ever done.
I feel like I'd find that so hard. And Sybil, it just makes you so powerful too. It's such a good kind of acting masterclass to watch you and just be like, wow, she's so confident in, oh my gosh, she just came on right now. this is a cool shot. You
Yeah,
start
very
from
cool.
super close. I feel like you had so many one-ers, Tamara, in the
I
you
did.
were in. And then we start super close and then we pull out. How was your experience? Because Sybil's such a different character than we've ever had on the show.
Well, it honestly, it was really, really fun. I was mostly terrified when I first got the job. I was kind of like, well, she's not like the other Chronicoms, so
Yeah.
you know, I was given some pretty key notes. You know, you can't be robotic. You can't. We want her to be soothing. We want her to be calming and in control of everything. And I was like, okay, how do I do that and remain somewhat creepy?
Yeah.
You know, how do I do it? And it was a really an interesting one because there was no point of reference. I had no point of reference for her.
A big part of our casting tomorrow was her voice.
Oh,
Are you serious?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, that's awesome.
You have this wonderful voice, and so, you know, so much of what you were going to be was, there's this stillness, but really a lot of it's your voice echoing through chambers and corridors, and because we have a lot of corridors. And
yes, you do, guys. That's my God.
Yeah.
My God.
We got some fancy ones at the end, but no, a lot of it tomorrow was really, you know, you have a wonderful quality to your voice, and then the stillness you brought to it, and then you sort of came in with the hair choice that we thought was interesting. You know, you said, I think she might look something like this, and brought that to it. But yeah, for the first long time you were there, we put you in a white space and you just had to stand there and remember a whole lot of words.
Exactly. And I loved when I was looking at the time stream and I was like, guys, so does anyone know what the time stream's gonna, yeah, exactly. Does anyone know what the time stream's gonna look like? What am I looking at? Okay, cool. So it's just gonna be some strands in between my palms.
It's like Cats in the Cradle without string. And
you know who feels for you is Elizabeth. Her and Ian used to have to do all that stuff.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it got taken from us. I don't know why, Jeff Bell, but
Oh no, not for you. If only for money, I would say you guys did a great job with that stuff.
Yeah.
We
had this table that would project these holograms, and then what would happen is Mark Kolpack, our VFX supervisor, would go on and say, okay, you're going to take an object here, you're going to move it here, you're going to rotate it this way, and then knock it out. And then Ian and Elizabeth were masters at it. And we had fun in one episode early on when Brett and Clark had to come in and try and make it work, and the table went wrong, and just watching them try to figure out how you guys did it was half the joy of that scene.
The best dailies are those dailies, right? Because they come in and you're literally doing. They're doing it's awesome.
That's amazing. And I can imagine when you have to do it with someone else, because doing it by yourself, you can kind of make up where you're looking and okay, I'm supposed to look over here. Okay. But when you're both trying to look, where are we looking? Are we looking over here right now? Or, okay, where is we? I can imagine that had to be a hell of a choreography.
Totally. Well, and you just have to catch the other person's eye and just kind of for a second see how crazy they look and then realize how crazy you look, and then it's game over. You have to do the whole thing again.
Oh my God. And kind of forget how crazy you both look and act all at the same time.
I know. Well, it's the same with any sort of superpower. Like Diane and Tom, you guys have to
oh my God,
hundreds of people all the time.
This is like
the added benefit sometimes of seeing physical effects of what we're imagining we're doing.
Yeah, mine was probably the easiest with the light beam. Like I had a physical light coming out, whereas, when Chloe and Tom would do stuff, the wind guy was there and she would do her hands and you just see the hair fly on the other person. You're like, okay, it's happening. But with me, the light, I will say it made it a lot simpler for me.
I was a little shook the very first time I did the hand motion, which to that point was just me, and then someone was hooked up to a ratchet and actually flew across the room. That was a little bit of like oh, what?
That's awesome.
Mike and Michelle wants to know how you guys do blocking. Like, can you walk through the blocking rehearsal of it?
So Tamara, I don't know if you've met Zach before.
Hello, I'm her,
Hello.
her Zoom background.
He's my Zoom tech support.
Yeah.
And slash fiance,
Yes.
Renaissance man.
There you go. He is looking at the chat that's happening and questions that come up. So what I feel like that's a sharer of me. Oh, he just went.
I'm bringing more light in. Bringing more light in.
Oh, good.
I know, I'm dying here. I don't have any light. Oh, guys, it's gonna get grim over here.
Blocking. So I was a first time director, right? So So Elizabeth and I, kind of went through this together this season. But
nice.
blocking is something that I don't know about you, Lil, but I didn't sleep for 3 weeks or whatever it was, prepping and shooting this thing.
Yeah.
So you stay up all night, right? This is what I did. I would stay up all night and I had my little pieces of paper with the sets on there, and I would kind of have my pencil and I would put everyone in, and I would do this and I would do that, and okay, this doesn't work, and and then I would have them in a notebook and I'd bring them in, I'd bring them to set and I'd show the camera people, and then the actors would come in and they'd be like, I'm feeling I'm going to be over here. And
the actors would come in and say, screw you. That doesn't feel natural for my character at all.
You're right, yes. That'd be like, can I get a cup of coffee, please? Cup of coffee.
The first time I directed was on Angel, and I was doing this scene, and I was trying to work out where the camera's supposed to be, because if you put it on the wrong side, the actors are both looking the right way. And so I was in my office with the door closed, and I had a little Mulder action figure, and I had a little Buffy action figure.
Oh my God.
And I was trying to do this, and somebody knocked on the door, and I threw them both down. As the door opened, it came in, it looked like Mulder was on top of Buffy.
I'm just blocking. I'm just
it's work. I'm doing work.
Yes, work of a full-grown man. I promise.
It's bad enough that I had Buffy and Mulder action figures to draw upon, but
but I do have to say that was one of the things that I found really liberating about the process, is that it's important to do that work ahead of time so you know where things can go in the scene. But it's wonderful to watch you guys as actors kind of feel your character. And quite honestly, we were just talking about it with our two bad guys, right? Sybil and Malick, how we got in there and how are we going to shoot this scene, and just watching him pace around and walk around, it just kind of felt so great having that, and even with Cora and Malick and some of their scenes, just how they naturally kind of come together and where they come together, it made it more meaningful than just kind of writing it down on a piece of paper, obviously. So it worked out wonderfully that way.
Yeah. Diane, we've just got to the bit where you and Quake are you've just shot her with a bunch of fire. Talking about you guys both doing, did you corpse in that scene at all? Did you guys break and laugh because you're kind of doing this and then she's doing quaking towards you, or how do you do both? Because this is a super emotional scene and you both are welling up, to then do something that maybe as a human doesn't feel totally natural. How do you do that?
Chloe, first of all, to do any scenes against her was so much fun because she just gets it out of you. As soon as she wells up, everyone's crying. But I think as far as the powers, you get humbled a little bit during the run through or the rehearsal when, again, she has to get the aim at me, and there's the air guy and he's practicing his shot, and so all the laughs definitely get out before. But no, it's weird to kind of go from super dramatic to kind of a sillier moment personally with each other. But yeah, those scenes are so fun to shoot, I will say.
I have to, I have a funny, so that was the last thing we shot that night. I remember this because we were racing and racing, and it was such a pivotal scene, and Jeff, you were there, right? Because we really wanted to spend time with that scene.
But that you didn't ruin it, yeah.
Right, exactly. I didn't ruin it. But that big shot where you kind of shoot at her for the first time, I wanted it to be a super cool shot, but we didn't have enough space, and so we talked about this idea of maybe cutting out a hole in the wall of this new set that they had just built, and because that was the only way we were going to get wide. And I was like, guys, we have to do it. We have to do it. We called Gary and all this stuff. And long story short, we didn't cut a hole in the wall. But
I was gonna say set design, I'm sure was like,
Yeah.
hang on. We'll get back to you on that one.
But that scene, Jeff, if you want to speak, it's like you guys, Dan, did such a great job of in that emotional moment. It's like it was probably one of the more emotional scenes in the episode. I would say I love shooting that scene.
Yeah.
I think it's also worth mentioning we have, you know, three guest stars here, and people at home don't know how difficult it is to walk onto a show, you know, that's been doing all this and come in and not know anybody, be put in the machine of like hair and the works, we call it the works, you know, you can do hair and makeup and wardrobe and then show up and you have your lines and everybody's like, and go.
Yeah.
And that can be, you know, I mean, the more you do it, the more you get used to that, but it's still quite a process and to come in and do as well. And one of the things I want to say is our actors and our crew, I think, have always been very welcoming and warm to people.
Oh my God, you guys,
and that's not,
you are
that
so
isn't true on all shows, but I hope you guys felt that way on our
Without a doubt.
Absolutely.
Yes.
and a lot of that goes to our regular actors, who I think really do a wonderful job of making sure they're there to read lines off camera, that they're there to explain stuff that doesn't make sense. And, you know, Chris did a wonderful job of making sure you guys felt at home there. So.
And Diane, I think you did a wonderful job too, just emotionally open. Because again, just talking about that, you know, as stranger on the set, even though I think everyone was very welcoming, at that point you're pretty comfortable probably, but to open yourself up emotionally in that moment, especially when everything's like this, go, go, go. You just, you know, I thank you for for doing that. I really appreciate how open you were to all of that. And I think it came out great.
Well, I personally think, and of course you two did way more work than I did, but I think it's a testament to the environment, to the energy that was created on that set, because Lord knows, I think we've all been, you know, it's like the first day of school when you're showing up on a new set and you don't know anyone. And there are some times when it can be really welcoming and lovely, as it was with this show and cast and crew. And there are other times where people are not so nice. And you're just like, okay, I'm just gonna make sure that I don't mess up my lines. And okay, we're just gonna skip past my take. And you know, it can kind of be that experience as a guest star. And it's so nice when a cast just says, hey, come on, welcome.
You get so excited for new people to come on. It's like, please, new faces, we need it.
Can I ask a question? Because it just begs to be asked, because of course, Elizabeth and I have been sort of emailing back and forth about what tonight represents.
Yeah.
You know, and of course you guys, you know, I had the honor and good fortune of being there for the last day of shooting, as did we all. And that's pretty emotional. And it was one of those moments that I sort of wanted to step aside and let you guys have, because it's just been such a glorious run.
When you've been through that, well, like on Bones, you guys, what, 11 years?
Oh yeah, 12 seasons.
12, I mean, that's
surreal.
Crazy, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so it's so funny, because as you're going through it, you realize this is the last season. And, you know, of course, admittedly, you know, a few seasons in, first season, everyone's like, I'm here 15 minutes early every single day because I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah.
Third season, everyone's like, oh God, really? 5:30 in the morning? Can't we just, are you padding that? Yeah. You know, so it's so funny to sort of drop back into the gratitude of it while shooting it, and then have to wait. What did you guys have to wait, a year for it to come on the air?
A little over.
Oh my God. And
we shot last July.
Yeah.
So crazy. So now the fans are literally getting to experience, you know, the final mission, and you're experiencing it with them. How does it feel?
Boy,
I can jump in and say it feels real now. Tonight.
Yeah, right.
Is that wild?
Like, because for 6 years, I've always known something the fans didn't know. I've always been a few scripts ahead. I'm scoring the next season. And even when the rap party ended, for those of us in post, you know, I went to the wrap party and it's amazing. I love talking with everybody. I love, when I can, interfacing with the actors and the crew, but it wasn't real for me because I'm like, dude, I'm going back to the studio. I've got more episodes to go. This is not a wrap for me. Like, I'm sorry for you, but I'm still enjoying this. So even the wrap party is not real. And then when the episode's done, it's still not real because it's like, dude, I know an entire season. The fans don't know. And as of tonight, there will be nothing anymore that I know that the fans don't know. We're all fans now, you know? And so really it's been surreal because it's really hitting me. Like over the last 6 months, I can't tell you guys how often I'm about to text Jeremy or Jed and be like, what's going on? When are we spotting the next episode? It feels weird. Like it just feels weird, you know? So I'm getting emotional, like accepting now what has been obvious for my intellectual brain, but it's like, it's catching up to me now, you know?
Yeah, it's weird when it drops down into the heart and it feels almost like it comes, like you said, in layers. Like, you know, I remember, and I don't know if you guys all sort of dropped into, I had, on Bones, my co-star TJ said, okay, guys, and he was the guy, there's always one on set that reminds you of like, this is the last time we're going to do this shot on this set.
Yeah.
Just take it in. And because we don't forget, you know, it's just so crazy and frenetic. The last season is nuts. And we literally, like the last time our stage was 6 and you guys literally finished, you were the last show on that lot that was being torn down. Like it's not, it doesn't exist anymore. And like jumping over the threshold and going, this is the last time I'm leaving this lot.
Yeah.
It's the last time I'm doing it for this show. And, you know, it's really interesting to sort of, to experience the goodbye in increments.
I find that overwhelming. It's more than I can handle. It's almost like I can't think about that. Like when we were doing the final recording session and I'm up there in front of the orchestra and I'm just like, I'm just doing my thing. Like if I take that moment now, I'm going to start crying up in front of all my musicians, you know, but when it's over, then you realize like that was it, you know?
And like Bear said in post, so we go, because we stay so much longer than all you guys, so we go through all these, you know, first the writers are starting to leave, then, you know, you're starting to wrap up, the actors are starting to wrap up on stage, and then the crew members are starting to wrap up, and then production's wrapping up, and we're still there. We're still there. You know, like us in accounting, luckily they're paying it still. You know, we're still there. You're wrapping up on the stage. Like literally, we're the only people moving boxes and delivering stuff, and they're tearing down our offices. Like they're like measuring stuff and kind of like.
Isn't that that is such a reality check when you're like, oh wow, Base Camp, the place that has been my home for like 7 years, is literally going to be torn down in a day, and another show is going to be there.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is, so through every single time you do one of those things, you're drinking. That's why I'm drinking tonight. I have a problem now. It's just every single time.
Who doesn't, darling? Who doesn't?
I figured I'm gonna work on it after. Now that it's aired, I'll get into it. But
it's 2020, Jeremy. Don't push it. You know? I think part of that, Tamara, with you saying like, this is the last time I'm going to be in this set and this day, we were given just such a huge gift of knowing this was the last season. So even though it's still very emotional and I feel kind of like I feel like you, Bear, like it hasn't quite sunk in yet. And, you know, thank God I'm a very emotional actor. So I'll probably drag this out as long as humanly possible. As long as
which your man will love.
Yeah, I love it. But just knowing, I think, was a huge, because then you're allowed to say goodbye to crews, and you know that you hope that you'll all be together again, but you sort of know you're not going to be in the same room with all those people again. And
I think it's worth noting for fans who I never thought about this before I worked in television, how rarely you know it's the last day. And I think to get back to your point, it's like, that's why it's important to savor it. Because so many shows end where it's like, cool, good cliffhanger, see you next season, probably. And then you read
and
like, damn it. That was, you know, I mean, so many times that happens. I mean,
so undignified. It's so undignified. And you guys are like, hey guys, it's so great. We'll see you next season. No, not so much.
So it's
Yeah,
always
no.
better. I mean, whenever you read in the trades that it's like, oh, they're coming back for their final season. I know it can sort of feel like for fans, it's like, well, why are they announcing the end of the show? But it's like, it's a win for everybody. It
Oh, it's
means
such a
the
gift.
writers, the actors, everybody, we all put our emotional energy into this thing. And actually, I'm sort of curious, if that affects how you guys going into the final season, knowing it's the final season, does that change how you approach what you do?
Well, probably Belle, right, would be the biggest. It would affect you the most, probably, right?
I mean, he was only there half the time. I mean, if that's what you're about affecting, like, I was like, fuck it, scratch and curse, right?
I know.
I'm coming in at 12:30.
Was it pressure, Belle, to know kind of, okay, we're gonna have to, like, how do we end this? Oh, don't spoil 713, but or do whatever you want.
I don't know if he's still on. We might have.
Well, we're already spoiling 12 for the West Coast fans, so what the heck.
This is true.
We didn't know when we were shooting season 5 that we were going to have anything more than season 5. And so we wrote the season 5 finale, not just as a season ender, but as a series ender if it had to be. May and Coulson go off to Tahiti together, and the rest of the crew flies off to continue the journey. And that felt like a very satisfying, emotional ending if that was the end.
Yeah.
And then we found, so that's, we didn't know, so we had to write to that. And then they go, no, you get another season. So we start writing season 6. And so part of that was like, oh, this is like you finished a video game and it's a bonus pack. It's the space bonus pack. And so we leaned into that and tried to tell as entertaining stories as possible. And it wasn't until halfway through season 6 that we found out, oh, you get a season 7. So we had to pivot away from the ending of season 6 and move it into something else, which we thought, well, we've gone forward in time. We've gone everywhere but backwards in time. And that allowed us to sort of get nostalgic and go back, and we as the writers, and I think the actors, and for the fans, it gave a chance to, let's take a look back at where we've been. Let's take a look back at S.H.I.E.L.D., at the history, at some of the characters. I mean, we have, a Malick, that started, was it was Powers in season 4? Powers Booth came in as Malick originally,
Yeah.
I think that was season 4.
And so season 3 or so. So we've had Malicks, and we came back and we rebooted the Malicks. We rebooted going to where the Inhumans were in Afterlife. We rebooted with Jia Ying and gave Daisy got a sister. We had to put Patton Oswalt in the 30s. And so once we came up with this idea of going back and revisiting things, it freed us up to sort of have fun with that. And then where we're going with the ending, I think is satisfying, but it's different than the kind of, we're not going to do what we did at the end of season 5 again, because we've already done that.
Yeah.
And so, and we just, part of it, what if we just did, there are ideas we've always had, and we just sort of went for it,
Yeah. It's so brilliant. And we're in the speakeasy right now, and Jeremy, I feel for you, because there is all of us in the scene, so many like extra S.H.I.E.L.D. agents, including Bill Cobbs, how amazing was that to have? I mean, what a legend.
That was huge. So for people to know, Bill Cobb is a man who's now in his 80s, who has been acting around forever. You may not know his name, but if you would look him up, you would go, oh, I've seen him in 1,000 different things. And so when I wrote the scene, they said, well, who would you like? I said, somebody like Bill Cobb. And they called back and said, we can get Bill Cobb. And one of the things I loved was when he showed up, it was like Elvis was on set.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that makes me so happy.
Oh my gosh.
People were so respectful.
But remember, at first we were nervous though, because I met him and he was in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Then,
go ahead.
And then we had heard, okay, he's coming, but he's got a walker, and it's, he comes in and it's just like, we're in the 80s, but it's like this very newfangled, like nice looking walker. And I'm like, he's got to like walk into the scene. How is he going to do it?
And so we found a period appropriate walker, and
he was incredible too. He was just up for all of it, and so witty, and you know, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Bill, but he was just like, you know, obviously there's always kind of little things that need to be worked out before, but like just such a true player in that he just kind of went with it and was so cool.
And he was such an example of an actor's life well lived, because look, over the course, you're going to be a lead on the show, and then you're going to go do something else, and you're going to be a guest star on something else, and then hopefully you'll get another opportunity to lead, or you'll be in a movie, and at the end you have this amazing body of work, and Bill Cobb represented that, and I think all the actors understood that and appreciated and respected that. And
well,
it was
again,
so
a
much
testament to the cast, because it doesn't always happen that way. You can have a really amazing body of work and not be treated. I have witnessed people not being treated with the kind of respect that they deserve. And it's so nice that everybody on set got who he was and just were like bowing down.
Oh my gosh.
And not only that, but they rallied around, because I remember, I don't know, I went to a few of you guys. I know I went to Clark because Clark had to go up to him and take something from him. And I said, Clark, he's not going to be able, because I said, if you need the walker, he said, I can walk without the walker. And he's talking like this, really low. And I'm like, okay, he's going to talk low. We'll figure it out. And I told Clark, we're going to have to, I'm going to need your help here. Whatever we can do, you go to him, whatever we can do. Clark's, I got it, no problem. Like Clark everyone understood. And we got to shoot this fast. We're going to keep the cameras rolling. We're not going to stop. And so he decides he's going to walk. He walks a couple of steps. First he says his line, and he's been talking like this. And he goes, what was the line, Jeff? What was the line? I can't remember.
The bus was late, or?
Yeah. So, yeah. I'm sorry. He goes, sorry, I'm late.
Sorry, I'm late. And he like belts it out. And I'm like, oh my God, that's awesome.
Everyone just is like captivated.
Like, yes.
And then I remember Henry sat with him at lunch and just listened to stories for the whole time. So not to derail this, but it was wonderful to see an example of somebody who's lived a life this way and being respected for that. I thought was indicative of the cast and crew.
And I want to jump in on that in post, we wrote following the reveal that Cherami crafted. The first time I was watching it, I was like, oh man, the camera's telling me I got to write something impressive. Then I see Bill, who actually is a family friend. One of his best friends is my wife's father. She has known him since she was a little girl, and he's been at our house. And it's like, I was suddenly like, oh my God, like it's Bill. And I told Ray, I was like, you're never gonna believe who I get to write. Like not only just a cue, I mean a fanfare, because it's like for me, it was so personal. And what's so great is that if you don't know him, he's just got that gravitas, which is probably why you cast him, right? Like he's got that gravitas. You understand where the story's going. But just so all the fans out there know, like the cue that I wrote to support that was like 100% real. Like I know this guy, and he's been really good to people that I love, So he's a wonderful guy, and that was for me like the unexpected little like treat getting to write music for him.
Yeah, that was super goosebumpy, and it's such an important, without I guess trying to spoil too much, it was such an important moment of hope for him to be able to deliver that and the music put to it.
And Elizabeth, you were kind of talking about what a day that was, because every actor was there.
Oh my
plus
God.
We had 30 extras in there, plus Bill coming in. It was the scene I feared about the most. And you were talking about blocking, I blocked that perfectly so we can get through the day. And as soon as we started blocking, remember this, Jeff? As soon as we started blocking, like Clark's like, I think this should happen out here. And he changed everything.
Best laid plans, my friend. Best laid plans.
It looks great.
Without Bill Cobbs, we don't get through that day, because he came in, and after his scene, everyone's like, he just buoyed everyone was up. Everyone was like super excited and ready to go, and changed the tone of the entire day. It really did.
Yeah. You guys were at the tag already. I can't believe it. It's Sybil, and oh my gosh, this looks so beautiful. Tamara, you just light up the screen. And it's the first time we've kind of seen Sybil Oh, actually, no. You're very excited. Oh, it's such a gorgeous shot of you at the end.
Are you serious?
Because
Oh my
she
god.
says the title of the episode. That's why she's excited. It's not the finale part one. You did.
God.
Oh my god. Sybil having a little bit of emotion. Talk about confusing. I was like, guys, but isn't she not?
Yeah.
I'm totally confused.
That's it. 712 is done.
That's you guys.
We're into the
Yeah.
final episode. God, you guys are welcome to stay. Obviously for 713, but it's been so wonderful. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having
What
us.
a treat.
I'm going to help the missus make dinner, but I will see you guys later tonight.
Yes, congratulations, everybody.
You did a great job,
everybody.
Val, you just did amazing.
Thank
All
you.
of you.
Hey, look, it's KT. I'm gonna say goodbye.
That's amazing.
Hi,
What
Kevin.
perfect timing.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you
Kevin,
so
Talk
much.
to you guys later.
Guys,
Jeff,
that
you
was
can
so
now take over since I've finished the finale part one. You can have the rest of the finale if you want.
Goodbye.
Excellent. I'm going to watch right now, guys.
Love to you
Bye,
all. Bye-bye.
Bye, Elizabeth. Thank you. And
I'm gonna be
congratulations,
the last one on
everyone.
this call. I don't know how to get off Zoom. I just don't know how to get off Zoom. Bye, guys. I'll just be here. I seriously don't know how to get off Zoom.
You just, if you press on it, you'll see the end in the bottom right. I mean, I don't want you to go, but I should.
Okay. Oh, I see. It says leave. Okay, guys. Thank you so much. And we never got your question, by the way. You got cut off, and we never doubled back.
Oh, I don't know.
The blocking
See?
thing.
I think
The blocking thing. Jeremy mind read it and answered it. I think we're good.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Do you guys have any other music questions? Anything else to chat about?
Hi, Katie. Well, the music in the 713 is incredible.
I'm good to stick around if you want.
But please stick around. Kevin, you've met Bear, right? Have you met
Hey,
Bear?
Kevin.
Oh, I can't hear you, Kevin. Unmute. Oh, can I do it? Oh. Can I hear you now, Kevin?
There you go. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Great. Yeah, they couldn't hear me.
Oh, wow.
Hello.
Oh my
Hello.
gosh.
Guess who I have here?
Stop it, Jeff.
Wow.
It's a finale special treat.
And guess who Jeff has here?
Get in here. It's your big.
Oh,
it's big.
God.
Get in here.
Oh. Do you have sugarfish?
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
You know it.
Delicious.
Celebration night.
Oh, perfect celebration.
No.
And Mark Kolpack is here.
Hi, and Bear.
Hey, Mark.
Hi.
How's everybody doing?
So messy.
Good.
Good.
Yeah. It
Kevin-
hasn't been like a year.
I know. Mark, you look exactly the same.
You know,
Even better
people
with-
10 years later and they say the exact same thing.
Wait, has it been a year since we shot this?
Yes, over a year.
And I keep saying it's been a couple months.
I think we shot this.
I don't remember this that long ago. Wow.
Well, it's because time stopped about 4 months ago. I still
Yeah.
say to people, hey, remember when we got together a couple of weeks ago? And they go, you mean February?
Yeah.
Like
the sound
time
mix.
has lost meaning. you
Yeah,
know?
when was that?
I don't know, Bear.
remember
When
what
was
date.
your sound mix? Because we came.
Yeah.
October.
October. Oh God.
October.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah, I finished the visual effects October 4th.
Oh my
Wow.
Which,
Okay.
by the way, Kolpack, as
Unreal.
per usual,
Yes.
oh, my friend.
Can I just interrupt that with Deke, Jeff? You're just having your a very heroic moment right now. I don't mean to
Listen.
interrupt, but like, don't miss this.
This is it.
Yep.
I'm so glad that I can concurrently comment.
Okay, watch this. Watch this bit right here. Look at how the wing scrapes the ground.
Watch
No, go back. We're watching.
Oh, where are you at?
Kolpack's just watching visual effects on loop. He's like, what are you guys watching?
Only watch the good parts. I skip all the dialogue stuff.
I will say,
Behind.
Bear is here, I have to say, when we saw you guys doing the score for the finale, I had never been to a recording before, and it was very, very cool. And you guys were doing that scene, and it was very fun to get to see you doing the big. I call it his deep departure.
Well, I was really glad you guys, so many of you came out to see the orchestra playing pretty much all your last scenes, because I tried to write everybody a send-off. I mean, obviously Deke's send-off is the most triumphant.
Thank you.
You know, I asked the producers, I go, I need more timpani, just like bum, bum, bum. They made me scale it down a little because it's such an amazing scene.
Jeff, your big moment right
Crash
here.
cymbals, yeah.
Oh, it's so good, Jeff.
Yeah.
How was that when you read the script? I mean, I'm probably just gonna spoil. But
Well, here's his shot right now.
oh my god, it's so good. A heroic stand up, and then
Right there.
Remember what your line is?
The editing of that moment, Kevin, and like the way you shot it, and the cut, and like the timing of it, like it. Chloe and I actually we watched it last night, and we high-fived after that.
Awesome.
That was the real you crushed the whole episode.
That was a fun, oddly fun but challenging shoot when 100 people are in a room and everyone's talking over each other.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's the last, was it the last day or close to the last day of shooting?
One of the last, yeah. It was like our last big. It was like that was crazy.
That's right.
The fact that you had to like wrangle all of us while we were on all those marks. I have a picture of the marks on the ground because it was so.
There were so many.
Does it look ridiculous?
Yeah, I mean,
like, does it even look like there was a point to put them on the ground if you can't actually find anything?
Right now, I have.
Kevin, how do you approach scenes? Well, we shot quite a lot of scenes in this episode in the speakeasy. Very dramatic. Yeah, look at that. Super dramatic stuff with Deke, and then just a lot of later stuff too that's also quite dramatic. How do you start trying to plan a day like that when there's so many people in a scene?
I mean, honestly, I try to block it out as best as I can on paper, but then when you guys come in and everyone comes in the room and all the camera guys come in the room, that plan kind of goes away. But having a plan makes me forced to think about where everyone kind of can be. And then obviously on the day, everyone had the freedom to move around, and also having 3 to 4 cameras that day was extremely helpful.
Yeah. Some backstory to you, Kevin, is how many of you directed 12 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Oh,
13.
13. Yeah.
That's a season. No.
Yeah.
No.
He's actually the most. He's the person who's directed the most episodes on the show.
Wow.
So,
Crazy.
So
I think I was neck and neck with like Jesse and who else?
I think it goes it goes Billy Gerhardt.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
And it's Jesse.
That's right. That's right.
I would like to challenge Kolpack to any S.H.I.E.L.D. trivia as we no cheating, and I would like to see just how far we can push. At Kolpack being I like this is great. Just jump in.
Yeah. All right. Well, ask away.
Okay. This is everything. Yeah.
I know. I have sort of, it's funny. People will say to me, we'll talk about something and I'll say, oh, you mean episode, 113 tracks. And they'll say, what? How do you remember that?
To be fair,
usually I associate good times to episodes and bad times. Things where it just is like middle of the road, I'll forget sometimes, but it's sort of extreme things I'll remember, Like I still remember 107, poor Jonathan Frakes episode, that got kind of waylaid.
I remember that one.
He was such a great guy. And he had the shortest schedule of any director. And it was kind of a bummer. But
you should say what you do. You're VFX man, right? So you make all the
man VFX.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes, visual
we
effects
also-
supervisor.
Go ahead.
Go make her quake go quake. Make the planes fly in the space and and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, anything that can't be shot by Kevin Tancharoen, I then create.
Mark KOLPACK Jerome.
I create with a lot of people. It's not me. You know, I get I'm in the catbird seat because I get to be the guy that's focused upon, but I'm just the guy that comes up with some crazy ideas, and then I go ahead and have a lot of really talented artists make the waterfalls come down in the lighthouse, you know, and make Zephyr fly. And
Then you, Kolpack.
what's that?
It was so good. We were watching it last night, and we were just like, it just creates the scope of the show in such an incredible way. Like,
Yeah. It's like the fifth Beatle.
Yeah. You're George Martin.
There they are.
No.
Hi.
Oh my God! Look at those faces.
Oh, Kolpack.
Gorgeous.
Hey,
What's up?
Hi, you guys.
Hi.
Oh my God, what's up, Bear?
Hey,
What's up,
dude.
Kolpack? How we doing?
I'm doing, you know, that's fine. All's good. How are you
Oh,
doing?
Benny.
Well, look at her shirt.
Oh,
Hi,
How
Benny.
did you get it that little?
Oh
God.
It still fits.
Hi,
So cute.
Benny, I love your shirt.
Oh my
So
God.
awesome. I had the same one. I should have worn
Why
it.
didn't you wear it?
I should have worn it.
Looking at pictures of everybody's been posting, seeing how tiny Benny used to be, and like when you see it's such a good kind of measure of the how long this show has been going, of like how big Benny is.
I know.
I like pictures of her with Henry because
Yeah.
holding her like this, you know, it looks like this.
It does. The exact scale.
When we started the show, Ed was a teenager.
Yeah, you still look like a teenager, Jed. You look so young and fresh.
I always like to see what length your hair will be.
Right now, with
Yes, you
glasses
never
and the hair
know.
length- with the glasses and the hair length makes you look like a very hipster, cool version of a grown-up Harry Potter.
And what do you look like right now, Jeff? Just,
Hey, whoa.
Deputy-
have we picked that apart
I
yet?
would invite that.
It's funny we haven't, but we do most episodes of this pick apart Jeff's appearance. It hadn't happened yet.
It's true. You have to always, because it's like you're growing it all out for a role, but the role has yet to be written.
That's exactly. It's a fingers crossed situation. I'm trying to will a homeless guest model from the 80s into existence, and so
Let's
this
see
is
the
that
hair.
look.
Yeah, see the
Well,
hair.
I'm going to set her up because what do you get to do while we do this?
Too long now.
You want to tell them what you get to do while we do this?
It's a she.
You don't want to tell them? She has so much movie.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Be right back.
That's so cool. Because Jed, you also wrote this episode as well as co-show run the whole thing and just make everything happen. How did, like, why did you do this to yourself? Would you always know, like, how did you decide who would write the series finale, I guess?
Well, we wrote most of them. The thing is that some people think it's a lot of pressure, but really you just get to take all the payoffs, all the work that everyone's done, and you get to cherry pick all the parts you want to keep for the end. It's, it's easy stuff,
Such a great episode. And then Kevin, when did you know you would be directing it? Like, you guys are such a dream team, obviously, and your family, so you have just such a good connection.
I
But
think we knew like a few months prior, or more than that probably, because you had to book everybody a little early, pretty early. But then I remember, getting this episode, and it was going to be a lot of pressure because I knew it was going to be huge, but also the last one. So just dealing with the concept of doing the last shoot date that was like kind of the first thing I immediately thought about, is how that was going to be just for everybody.
you'd also done that horrible last day of shooting with the fight scene between Daisy and Ward. Do you remember
Always Chloe again.
I don't know what season it was, but everybody was crowded around waiting to go to the rap party.
That's right.
And that was every single season. We
really
always fight, and I'm always fighting. And there's like everyone from every season previously are like,
yeah,
just literally with a big jug of alcohol waiting.
yeah, everyone's drinking, and we're always still shooting. And I already have such bad focus issues, so it's really.
And at that point, Ming is already partying.
Yeah.
Having a great time.
For sure.
She's about that one. That was a season 3, 2.
Season. Yeah, I don't
3,
know.
I think. Wasn't it?
It was 3.
Yeah.
It wasn't when like he was floating in the air too. We didn't do that.
Yeah, that was the same one. It was the same day, and then
That was season 3.
Yeah, with Hive.
322.
Another great character you did.
Yeah. Jed, Flint and Piper have just come on screen. How fun was it to kind of choose who would be like who you could bring back? Did you want to bring back a ton of people, or how did you figure that out?
We had our list of dreams that we wanted to come true this season, and most of them did. In terms of the end, fun in terms of figuring out all the time stuff. I don't know if fun is the word I would describe. Use to describe, there were a lot of diagrams, and we wanted it to work, and so that part of it was sort of a, so we had the I don't know where people are in watching it, so I don't want to say anything. I forgot about
what's
that
happening now is that Fitz is trying to get Simmons to remember something of what they're fighting for, and Mac and Coulson and
they're telling the story.
Yeah, well,
yeah,
we just did the montage of what they were spending their time doing.
Right. So yeah, there was some pretzeling of our brains, but it was fun. The great thing about the show is that when we revisit, the framework or going back in time, you get to sort of revisit, old actors, old characters, old digital assets, old themes.
Yeah.
So you get to, that part of it is fun because you can, you just make it up in the room. You're just talking about what could be cool, and when you then put it on screen, there's nothing better than that.
Can I ask you guys a question about this?
Mm-hmm.
I felt this normal pressure, but on top of the normal pressure, like in terms of the emotion that I wrote at the end of 522, like I pulled out all the stops, dude. I didn't leave anything.
Yeah.
And then as we got into season 6 and 7, I was always had this nagging feeling like, how, like for me personally, how am I gonna like go bigger than that? And what was a relief for me is that you didn't ask me to go bigger than 522.
Right.
And I wanted to ask what it was like, if you felt any sort of pressure to end the series after you kind of already had.
Yeah, I mean, I will say, without saying what's going to happen, that the goal was to leave with a different feeling. So, I think that once we figured out what that would be, it made that part of it easier. It's like, you're not trying to do this. Yes, it's still an ending. But it was, we wanted it to feel different, obviously, it would be real bummer if it was the same. And speaking of last days, that 522 one was a hard one.
Oh my God.
That last day, it was one of the only times it wasn't a fight scene, Chloe. It was instead everybody weeping all day.
Fighting.
Yeah. And so we're like trying to get those moments, and everybody piling around drinking.
It was like the one other day where it wasn't, and we were just crying all day, which was
great. I do still think you were maybe at the end of that though, Chloe.
My coverage was the very end.
Yeah.
Me and Clark's little side bit was the end when my eyes were like so swollen.
That was so good.
So I have two. I'm on like the thread with like.
Zach is doing admin.
Yeah.
On the live chat.
What is everyone's favorite season? Is there one? And then the second one was, what did everyone do like as a celebration when the series was over? Like, did you buy something? Did you go someplace?
Can I answer?
Great questions.
Season 4 was my favorite.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I think that's across the board.
Yeah, I'll have to say season 4. Although for me, season 5, getting to go to outer space with those synths with you, Jed, that was really fun.
That. It's not across the board, actually.
Yeah.
I think there was this thing. Something happened.
Not like the board's filled up, I guess. You know?
Somebody joined the show in season 5, and it
something happened in season 5 where the vibe changed, and it's like,
it just feels like, it's kind of like, I don't know. I was invited, and I feel like that gets lost in translation.
You know how like the sequel will sometimes like have someone new in it that you're like, yeah, no.
Terminator 2, people love sequels. Like that, you have to remember, sequels can sometimes improve on the original. Is what I'm.
The thing is, Jeff, had you joined in season 4, we might have had a Deke writer.
That is
Deke writer.
Oh, Kolpack. This is the kind of stuff that I miss.
Well, talking of things that people might have got or bought, Clobell, you got something special today.
Oh, I did.
Oh.
I got a daisy tattoo. It's healing this. You can't really see it, and it's
so gorgeous.
Like a bruise.
It looks like a bruise.
Feels accurate for Shield. It does. No, it does look like a. Well, you can't see it. It's really little. Have you even looked at it?
Are you supposed to have a bandage on it?
I love it. Yeah, it still has a band-aid on it, so you can't.
Oh, okay.
When did you decide to get
in honor of Shield fight sequences, I did just get a bruise tattoo. Just to like.
Wait, what happened?
She got a daisy tattoo. Did you know that?
I saw it, but I haven't. I had to change because a pizza pocket exploded all over me as I was trying.
Glamour. I'm gonna get that.
Wait, what season was it when Chloe was fighting Power's Booth on the roof with all that stuff floating through the air that you had to inhale?
Season 3, I think.
3.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. That sequence was a lot of fun to shoot.
That
Probably not for Chloe.
No.
That was a bad one.
That wasn't the greatest one to shoot for me, but it looked really good.
It turned out phenomenal. I love that.
Yeah, you have to do a lot of visual effects there. That whole cityscape and helicopter and all the flames.
That stuff.
It looked that
visual effects.
Wow.
We were
not on a roof. We had huge wind machines. It was very dramatic.
Right.
What did you do when Shield ended? That was what the question was, like, did you get anything? Did you do anything to celebrate?
Oh, that was
Those are the questions.
I thought that you just pivoted. I thought you were like,
no, I'm trying to keep up the admin's questions.
Okay, wait, so what?
I gotta get a charger.
Sorry, so say it again. What did I do when Shield ended?
Like, did you buy anything? Did you?
Oh,
you grew a mustache.
I grew a mustache. Yeah. No, well, we had that great. We had that great last night when we were all playing basketball, and then we were all invited a lot. Like, and Gary Brown sunk a 3 from half court. That was
yeah.
If you said if anyone bets $1 and you will get $1 million if Gary makes it, nobody would have put $1 in.
Right, and also if he would have paid $1 million to make that shot. Because it was everybody there drinking, having fun, and it was like the end of the night. People were starting to drive away, and he's like, "All right, one last one, I'm out," And he hit it. Everybody went, yeah.
Elizabeth, were you and I not? We were like inside, laying on the couch, holding hands. I think at that point.
Yeah, that whole time we were out there for a bit, but I don't know. We just. I don't quite know how. Yeah, we were out there, and then we went into the writers' room after that because nobody was there, and we felt like we could have just stolen anything. We didn't. We could have.
For people wondering, this is the wrap party of this when we finish the whole show, and Elizabeth, Jeff, and I somehow ended up
Closed
alone
it down.
in the writers. We were the last ones there.
I remember that.
We were there with you for a bit.
No, you guys
You were almost to the end.
Yeah.
You guys made it almost to the end, and then for some reason, the three of us were asked politely by security to leave the premises.
And then you hung in the parking lot for a little while.
And
right?
then we went to
Correct.
get pizza. That was disgusting.
And then I rode my bike around. I think I was the last one because I had to ride my bike back to the car, inebriated, and that was like, you know.
We also, oh God, I got to work that day at 5:30 in the morning, and I got in bed at 4:30.
That's almost a full
A
20
pretty normal day at Field.
But then you were allowed to sleep for like 2 weeks. You know?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that was
For a whole year,
That was the
turns out.
celebration. It was like a week of sleeping.
It was like,
Right?
I couldn't physically move for like I didn't leave my bed. I don't think today.
Yeah.
Have you guys all had like a lump in your throat all day?
Yeah, I felt so weird.
Yeah.
It's been a day. It's been a day for sure.
I don't have to go back.
We've had so many. I mean, we've had enough distance from wrapping, but I feel like even prior to starting this season, we kind of said goodbye to the show at the end of season 5, or we thought that was it.
Yeah.
And then we've just had a series of like saying goodbye.
There were so many lasts
Yeah.
that season, and the we shot it was a secret for a long time.
I feel like people
Yeah.
got hit.
You guys wrote the classic Jewish goodbye, where no one talks, and at the last end, everyone goes.
They haven't seen it yet. They haven't seen it. They haven't seen it yet. They haven't seen it yet. They haven't seen it.
What we have
Kolpack.
seen is some amazing VFX Kolpack of, you know,
Nice
like
pivot. Nice pivot. But only a few of them. We haven't seen all of them yet. We haven't seen all of them, Kolpack. We've seen a few.
I know how to keep my.
Well, you don't know.
I don't know how to not talk about the big thing at the end when.
How long did that take you, Kolpack, to do for the VFX to all be done for this episode? Because it feels like they're huge, right? In 7:30.
Basically, we were completing, I think, 4 episodes at once when we were getting into the throes of it. So I quickly started pointing out to Chris Cherami and to Jed and everybody, going, 7:13 is huge, and we need to finish all the other episodes by the delivery date. But I'm going to need another month to finish 7:13, and that's what happened.
Wow.
So,
I will say I benefited greatly from that when they came to me and they were like, so, because I was actually about to say to them, like, guys, the finale is huge. I need another month. And then they were like, so the VFX are taking a little long. And I was like, oh, gee, that's too bad. I would have been ready. But man, that was great. It was great because this episode just needed more across the board. And we all got to have time to make sure we did our best work.
What always gets me is the scoring session. I wish that we could give the audience. Do we have that? I mean,
Bear does good
don't you do
behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah.
I'm posting some stuff later this week in a day or two. I just want to wait till the finale. Yeah, I'll put it up on my YouTube channel because I've cut together a montage of all our sessions. It starts off with me and Jed, like when we're 12. And then there's like, you see me taking Sonatine up on the podium in the season 2 finale. And it's like, we're babies. We're all babies. You guys show up in some of the B-roll and it's like, and then all the way through to the last cue. And I just kind of cut it together into this montage. I was going to like say stuff over it, but then I was like, oh dude, I don't need to say anything. You know, it's like,
kill me.
I know.
That's
It's
gonna
so,
give the experience of being in the room.
Yeah, it's so
because it's so powerful to be in the room. It's something like we just don't, you know, it's such a different facet from like what we do day to day. So it's so special to get to go and like.
and I'll tell you, I get to do it not day to day, but I did it basically once a week for 7 years, and it's always special.
So
I mean, it's
powerful. Yeah, it's crazy.
I also accidentally walked in through the door that just opens to the actual soundstage the last time in the middle of.
Oh, that's.
I remember that. I'm not certain we kept that take, but I really wanted to just so that I could be. I want, because the thing is, Jed, no joke, has eagle ears. This dude hears everything in the mix, and I wanted to be like, that was Chloe, dude. Sorry, that's. What's that sound, Bear? What's on that stem? You know, it's like a thud.
Hey, Bear, he's the same way with me. We sit in the visual effects reviews, and his greatest pleasure is to catch something that I didn't see, because that just brings him so much joy.
Yeah,
and it brings you joy too, doesn't it?
Oh, God, that's joy.
Imagine being married to him.
You're saying it's just always magical?
The best.
Yeah. The best is with Kolpack, when it's like, isn't there some like artifacting or something there? And it's like, nah, and then when he sees it, you catch everything. One of the things about
a little more
Kolpack,
vibrant than that, but yeah, that's basically the gist of it.
but it's all, I will say, it's also there's also half the time when we're like, that looks great. He goes, nah, it still needs a little bit of work. Because one of the things that Kolpack,
I'm sorry, keep going.
no, just Kolpack's, the attention to detail, the reason, the effect, one of the things that people don't know and they should know is that the amount of money we had is a lot less than it looks like. And that's Kolpack working the VFX. We were squeezing every dime out of it, and it was his attention to detail that made it look like that. I mean, you can't know how little money it was and how amazing it looks. We know because it was a struggle, but that attention to detail and making it look real on that budget is just, it's a remarkable thing.
I have a question.
Thank you, Jed.
Yep.
I have a question. So when you have, you know, like an allotted budget for VFX, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does that money, is it going mostly like when something like Kolpack, I've heard you talk once or twice about Game of Thrones. Like, you know, is the difference in money when it comes to VFX, is it manpower? Is it like just hours and manpower, like, and just going through things?
It's time.
It's
Sometimes, you know, I always say, people say, you know what, we should give you another $1 million. And I said, you know, I could use more time. You know, now sometimes money will buy you more time, but often, you know, what people don't realize is that in a broadcast show, we're completing these things in like 3 weeks worth of time. You know, now a credit to my team with Sabrina and Brianna and Ryan is that we were very proactive, and we were right there with Jed and everybody, and Marissa and Jeff Bell, and we were getting on things early, because if you waited, you were screwed. You know, you couldn't create this stuff. So we had to look down the road and around the corner to see what was going on, so we could plan accordingly and make sure things happen. And that's why we would, you know, sometimes we would front load big visual effects sequences at the head of the shooting schedule, just so we would have the time that we needed. Otherwise, you know, the worst thing that could happen is when you get to a version 3 or 4 on a shot and it's not working, and you got to go with it, when it should have gone to a version 8 or 10. You know what I mean? And if you had only planned properly, you would have got there. So squandering time is just a cardinal sin. And visual effects relies upon organization.
And some of the time we would write, you know, you'll notice if you look through this episode, there's sequences that they don't have footage in them. You know, when you're putting the actors into footage, I mean, into the VFX, then you have to, Kolpack has to wait for us to shoot. But there are sequences in this that they started weeks before the script was done, you know, and just trying to get it done, and because they're so massive, and you know, so there's a lot of lining it up and hoping the dominoes fall into place.
It's almost counterintuitive, because I would think like, oh, if there's some live action person in the shot, there's less for the VFX team to do. But in fact, it's much easier to not have them, right? I mean,
for time, for sure.
Yeah, because one of the things is if you have to make an asset, let's just use the Zephyr for a second. That takes a certain amount of time to design it, model it, texture it, rig it. So, you know, so these things take the time. And you know, in this one, we had some large set pieces that came into play. I mean, you know, even just blowing up.
Go back. You know what has just happened, Kolpack? What has just happened is Malick and Daisy are in some big gas fight, and now Malick has 2 different powers. And Chloe, you kill that fight. At the end, hasn't quite happened yet, but you just did a whole flip and oh no, wow. And she's out. She dropped the mic, she's out. Kevin, how do you shoot big fight scenes like that? Like, how long does that take?
I mean, I think a lot of it gets done when we try to rehearse it. So, you know, and on our schedule, sometimes that's like either the day of or the day before. But usually the DP and I will just try to break it into Lego blocks instead of just kind of covering everything, is to make sure you can get one chunk of choreography done in one long Steadicam shot and then cut there and then start another shot. So they're more like Lego blocks. And sometimes you do the transition in between 2 fights, which I remember doing in the last season when we were in the tunnels, about like how Mac would throw somebody up against it. Actually, that was Jed's idea. Mac would throw someone up against the tunnel, then it goes into black, then comes out on the other side of the tunnel. So just coming up with shots that have literal interconnectivity but longer takes is always the best way to go, especially on a schedule where you have to shoot an epic fight in 3-4 hours.
Yeah.
And the reason Kevin's good at it is because he's editing it in his head.
Yeah, you are speaking of all the technical aspects, but Kevin, you do have a sort of natural gift and eye for understanding how to move the camera with the action. There is always something. You can always tell when it's a Kevin Tancharoen.
Right, and it's also not you're not just shooting for. They don't have to do the fight every time. You're like, I need this piece here, and then we move on, and so it makes.
I think piece is what makes
it
a fight scene feel huge.
Yeah.
And most of the time you can't get those pieces just because of time. But that's why, you know, if you can go get an insert here on a specific punch or a kick or someone falling to the ground, then you can punctuate it later in the edit. And trying to get those moments sometimes are more important than getting the whole fight from top to bottom.
Right.
Sorry, you were in the middle of complimenting me and it died. It was such
we were just talking about all the fight scenes and just how amazing you are in them. And every finale, Quake has a huge showdown, but this one is just so amazing. Like, to fight someone that kind of has your powers and then a little bit of extra as well is a good scene.
It was
this actual shot was my favorite. Her jumping over the dome.
Oh, is it? Where are we in the episode?
That was.
You just jump over the dome.
Yeah, I loved seeing that and then doing that. I think every fight for every finale, I think I cry every time. And
well, that harness was super uncomfortable, wasn't it?
I had the craziest bruising from that harness for some reason. I just couldn't get it straight.
Can we just talk about how we lucked out at how good you are at fights? Like, you for sure didn't like audition with that in mind. You know, that was not part of. And when you were doing your moves year one, we weren't sure. You know,
like,
yeah, we weren't
Not
sure.
She is, for someone who's so good at that stuff, she is the worst dancer I've ever seen in my entire
Remember
Marissa's birthday was the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life.
I told you I'm bad, and Jeff was like, I heard that, and then I saw it.
Because I saw Chloe's panic in her eyes, because she's so confident with the fight stuff, and then all of a sudden it was dancing, and Chloe was like,
it gives me so much anxiety. I'm not confident with the fight. Like, the idea of like having to put on a superhero suit and take myself seriously with physical action before the show, and even during the show at multiple points, is the most terrifying thing you could ever say.
You mastered that over the years. And also you became so skilled at it early on. I know it was like a foreign thing to you, but also it's like, yes, she can dance, but it's the choreography aspect. But as soon as you started learning the fight choreography, you were
and doing and Kevin got you doing like full oneers and doing it all, you know, like.
The adrenaline of that is something I'm gonna miss, is like when we have Kyle with the camera, Kevin's ready, we've rehearsed, and we have like 5 practical effects only, whether there's sparks or something. Like that first one, or people forget, like we had like the pipe burst, and then that was it, and then we had the spark.
Yeah.
We had so many elements.
I remember I forget who, was it Kitson who wrote that episode? No.
Fletcher, maybe.
Fletcher.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and that whole fight just didn't exist at first. It was like in the script, it was pretty simple, but then we wanted to make like a big kind of piece, and then that's when the Wonder came on. But
Kolpack, who wrote that episode?
That one I don't remember.
Oh,
Wait,
well, come on.
No, well,
Wasn't it Drew? Was it Drew and
blast through it.
Was it the one where was it the one where we blew up the plane?
we were in the snow, and they busted in.
Yeah.
To Hydra.
Well, you just did your huge, like, such a heroic moment that made me absolutely sob when I saw it. You broke my heart in two. You know what I'm talking about? And I feel like there's a huge
Oh, here's the big. They're about to get to your big reveal on Elizabeth.
Oh yeah! Wow.
Yeah. Writing the music for this sequence just wrecked me. It just destroyed me. This might be one of the moments in the show that stands out for me. Like years from now, I'll always remember this.
Oh
my God.
Me too. I actually have a nice little video from someone that now might be the time. Oh my God, where is it? Hang on. One moment, please.
She's cute with him. Half British accent.
Huh? Treat now. You're gonna
In
have
a
to wait a
little bit.
couple minutes.
Yeah, a couple minutes.
Oh wow!
Message to say sorry I can't make the live stream tonight, Elizabeth's live stream party bonanza for the final episode. But I did want to send over a quick message saying thank you to all the fans, all the followers that have stuck with the show from the very beginning. And I just want to say that all your enthusiasm and your words of kindness have always meant the world. It's difficult to think that it's the final episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. How did you show?
He's also
good old Nick.
Well, on that note, and thank you.
Oh,
Thread again.
Oh.
How cute,
Thank
Tiny.
you. Very
And you just know how much he would have hated, loved saying thank you, but he doesn't love a video of himself, so.
No.
Oh, I
But
can't believe he looked at himself.
It's really cool because he told me that if anybody you send him your info on Instagram, he will send you a personal video. No matter how many requests he gets, he promises at least a minute and a half video each request.
Yeah, and he'll share something personal about himself and take off his shirt.
Sure.
Oh,
Ian DeCaster.
feel
Ian
free
DeCaster.
to request.
Do you remember when Ian we got Ian in, anytime we put Ian in like a motion capture, we had him in the motion capture.
Oh,
the red
that
the morph suit. He hated the red morph suit.
Well, he had the green suit, but also didn't he actually wear one in an episode? He had to wear a motion capture. We did the episode where he was pretending to be someone.
Oh yes.
We had to do it twice because there was the episode when we were in season 1, we were in a van and it had to look like it was X-ray vision. So he and I had to wear this Lycra all-in-one, and then they made our clothes as Perspex clothes. And
They were
then
clear plastic.
yeah. And then again in when Chloe and I were tripping on whatever things were.
And then his monkey suit, right?
Favorite moment for
Yeah.
sure.
Oh, he hated that so much, but he would have signed on, but it's like 3 a.m. in England, you know.
And he wouldn't have signed up.
And he wouldn't have. This is not.
And also he wouldn't have.
How are you feeling, Mo and Jed? Like, you guys have been on this journey since when? 2011?
2012.
2012.
8 years. 8 years almost to the day.
Yeah, a couple of days ago it was 8 years to the day of pitching it to Loeb and Megan for the first time.
Yeah, because you put on Instagram your calendar thing, right?
That was so cute.
But it was the sushi lunch, and then the next day was pitching to ABC Studios, and the day after was pitching to ABC Network.
Yeah.
Bam, bam, bam. Wow.
Yeah. I have so many photos from our first table read.
Oh my God.
I found my first audition sets.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I have mine too.
Whoa.
October 31st. Y'all had come to me on Halloween.
I remember.
He tried to do it earlier.
On the side.
Oh yeah.
She did
remember-
not do very well.
Don't know how.
I remember being at Lantana, and for some reason, I think in your initial audition, I couldn't be there. I was in the other room doing something, and then you came in and you're like, this. There was one girl who's really interesting. There's one girl who's really interesting.
She's like Asian.
Yeah.
I was very excited.
Oh,
I know.
so weird. I remember that day. I was running late. That's when I had got pulled over by the cops.
Yep.
I'm sure you told, knowing you told that story when you got in the room.
Right away. I was late and sweating. Yeah.
Sorry, I got pulled over. Oh, well, I was gonna. Oh, I shouldn't.
Do it.
I got pulled over by the cops and also pooped my pants.
That's very Chloe. Yes. Very. Yeah.
Chloe-est Chloe than ever Chloe.
I get pulled over a lot.
And poop your pants a lot.
I know.
Crazy.
Did you audition for Simmons at first too, Chloe?
I didn't.
You taped for Simmons, yeah.
I found that tape on my an old computer, and I quickly was like, I should never.
Can we pull that up?
It's one of the. I'm so.
Oh my God, do you have it?
I want it so
It's
bad.
So bad.
Do you have it?
I have it. Someone will know the link.
Bad.
She's like, she's charming. Does she come off as intelligent?
No. I remember I had to say subcutaneous tissue, and my mom's a doctor, and I called her and I was like, so can you explain to me this sentence I'm about to tell you? And she was like, you're going out for that? And I was like, what? And it's like Legally Blonde.
Oh, Clover, you're
No.
so smart.
I'm wearing a bright blue shirt, and I think I put glasses on.
You put glasses on. That's what I was gonna say. I remember.
And she, at the end, she does a bend and snap.
Honestly. And what's crazier is I was shooting in Nashville for that audition, so I couldn't read. No, so I couldn't read. Yeah, I know. We all know what time it's at.
Well,
so I couldn't
I
read
think
the scene,
everybody
so
got
I
the
went
bend
down
and
and
snap
was
joke.
reading with the valet guy at the hotel, not the first audition. In like 2 months. I'm glad you guys never saw that because I would not have been brought back in.
Oh, no, I
She saw every one of them.
I saw every single one of your guys'.
Oh,
thank you.
And then we've told the story about Elizabeth's callback, right?
Yeah, we made you do Fitz's lines.
Yeah, I was so cocky about that, and it did not go well. I'm sure I ruined that.
What do you mean?
No, that's what got you the gig.
Yeah.
What
'Cause
does that
you were,
mean?
she was reading. She was wonderful, but kind of sweet, and so the question was like, can she do the bickering with him as much?
Can she do the quick banter? And
Right. So it was Joss who said, real quick, can you read Fitz? And then you could be on book, and she said, no, I know it. And she played Fitz, and then walked out, and we went, that's her.
No, I know
That's so
it.
funny because I drove home being like, why? Because you said to me, I'd almost reached the door. And then you went, can you read Fitz? And I was like, yes, oh my God, yes, I can, here I come, here I am. And you would like go out and look at it, and I was
like, I know it.
Yeah, threw the sides in your face and went, I'm on book.
I don't know why.
You can be on book. You read Simmons.
That's the
Let's
most
go.
Simmonsy thing ever.
Such a Simmonsy thing, yeah.
I
I'm sure I ruined it. CCW, we've just got to the point where, and Kevin, the way you come into the scene is so gorgeous with the door opening and seeing the empty chairs, and we like slowly push in. And my heart's racing. I'm gonna be so sad.
Yeah, that was a very sad day. That whole section, shooting that was not easy.
This was my last day too. This is my last scene.
Yeah, this scene was not easy to shoot at all.
Send
Because everyone was emotionally invested. The camera, the camera department, everyone behind the scenes was invested with what was going on screen and all the lines, that it made everyone pretty, I don't know, sad. And it kind of, that tone was set throughout the whole set. So having you guys having to do this so many times just for different takes felt like not an easy task.
And this was a monster to score too, to follow the shape of this, the ebb and flow, and everybody having their moment, but we're all in this confined space. You don't want to break that. I mean, all the actors are just bringing their A game. You don't need to do a lot, but it's the end. I mean, I was terrified when I first saw this. I was like, oh my God, this is what I was talking about, contrasting with 522, when I was like, what are you going to make me do? And then I saw this and I was like, this is so scary for me, but I loved it. I mean, just to like, can we bring this home with a tone like this? And then of course,
and having to swell with each, I don't know where we are in it, but
there's different stair steps. I mean, it wasn't it wasn't like the steady build, like let's just build to the end. You have to be really surgical, and then
but then at the end, we're not at the very end. Never mind.
We're not there, but without saying what it is, because of how you did end it, I knew exactly where I was going. Like the one thing I did not worry about is the last.
You add one or two extra French horns.
Exactly, which I did.
Yeah.
I've just given out the Zoom link for people watching this that they can come in. I'm going to wait a few minutes to see how many we can build up, but just if you're watching, I said I would put it in the comments of this video, but I guess you can't see that yet. So Zach has put it in the live chat and I just put it on my Instagram story. So like, get in here.
You're going to let everybody in at once?
Yeah, everyone in at once for like
that's fun. That's fun.
The last 5 minutes.
We're not going to be able to hear anything.
We can.
Well,
I know it's going to be not.
You do one person at a time. Like, can you be like, okay, like it's your turn.
So chat roulette.
Yeah, it's like chat roulette.
But
Shall
say again.
Shall
I do that, and then then they can like actually say something that we could hear.
Yeah. Or should you wait till right at the end so it's over, and then we can talk about anything we want?
Yeah, we're with Yo-Yo in the car right now.
Yeah, we should probably let the moment. You're ahead of me, Kevin.
I am?
That's what I'm seeing too. I've been a little ahead of you guys.
Oh, I think I
have the East Coast feed. How do y'all do that?
They have the link.
Yeah, should it all be the same?
Stuck on 712. So
Hi, Ashley.
blame Chris Jeremy.
I know, just hanging out.
Hi. You guys are so cute.
Oh,
thank you. Oh, is that Benny?
10 more minutes. You want to say hi one more time?
Yeah,
Benny.
Hi, Benny. Oh, this is so emotional. Just watching everybody's like things. Hi, Benny. Yeah. How are you feeling, Chloe? You look. It's kind of weird you can't watch it because I feel like this would make you sad.
Yeah, we watched it last night and
how was it watching it?
Really strange.
Wendy Willem, her cameo is coming up.
Wendy Willem?
Yeah.
See her in this?
Yeah. Oh, here she comes.
Wait, in like Ming section?
Yeah.
She was running across the ladder.
Jogs across.
I was like,
gosh, wow.
Right above Colson Academy.
Jogs across right before you cut out.
That's right.
There she is.
Really quickly, here's a screenshot from Chloe's.
Yes.
Damn. That's fantastic. That's her.
How did you get that?
Because Megan Thomas Bradner is a ninja, so she's watching this and just.
Oh my God.
Yes, Megan.
Thank you, Megan. Thank you, Megan.
The glasses, the pose, everything.
Oh my God, I love it so much.
Oh,
like Schiller glasses.
Hello. There's a really cute Fitzsimmons bit now. I can't cope with this. This is like, it's too much.
Yeah. Try not to say too much because I don't know if I don't want to give it away right before people watch. But which part is it?
I just love as every week, I just have to check in with how much I love the idea of someone watching the episode who loves the show for the first time
And also
with this audio playing simultaneously. Going like, but I want to hear what they. But gosh, it's oh my god! But I want to hear what. Are they confused? I want to talk to you.
What you call evergreen content, Jeff? You know, it just never is not amazing.
I just love it. It just makes me so happy that you're out there.
That shot with Mac on the helicarrier just it was
that shot is incredible.
Amazing.
That shot is incredible.
Love that shot.
What's the Easter egg you were talking about?
Oh, it's coming up. I can't say when yet. Tell me when the episode's over because my stream work.
Mute? Well, I was thinking like I want to see if we can get to the top.
Well, I also have to say, when we were watching and Deke has that last moment where, and I told Kevin how much I loved the way he shot it and like the cut of it. I remember you guys, me and Kevin and Jed were kind of all like dissect. It seems very whatever, but we were dissecting exactly what that moment was of like fear, like total fear and like surprise turning to like all of a sudden confidence. And we were talking about how funny it was if like you could snap to it. And I remember talking to you guys about it, and the three of us were really like, it's like this, and we were really, really like whittling it, it felt like. And I remember we did it a couple times, and I was like, yeah, okay, like, you were like, yeah, it's cool, like, I was like, all right. And then when Chloe and I watched it, we were like, we high-fived after. Like, it was such a fun, it was such a great, it was like punctuated so perfectly, and it was just like,
the way you said
great.
yes,
it was
and the way
great.
you had like
It's
7
also those, I love those little moments where you can run in and go, that's great. This time, like, just a touch more ass.
Oh.
Did you give the little tweaks and like, you did all those different versions where you're like, yes? Like one with a question mark. Yeah.
Some of the writers are saying they're trying to
get in.
I know. Well, we just hit capacity of, I can let 1,000 people in.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna let everyone in.
Here come the 1,000.
But God, this whole thing starts.
How many is it gonna be?
1,000.
1,000,
right? It's the very end, right?
So what happens to the screen?
Here it is. Here it is, you guys.
I've never seen. I'll probably never.
Oh my God! This.
Oh yeah, last.
Is it playing behind?
Yeah, you can see it behind
Oh.
Kevin. You don't get to see it, so.
Oh my gosh! It's so perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, can't cope.
This shot is, I love it.
Oh my God.
This shot is so good.
Where the music is next level.
Yeah, it's the best.
Oh my God.
Man, whoever did that visual effects shot sure did a great job.
Sucks.
Oh.
How many more versions did you want of that one?
I wanted more time at the end.
Where's the Easter egg? Has it happened yet?
What just happened?
It's there, down at the end of the street.
He's flying.
That's the end.
Okay, so the Easter egg is he's flying down Kolpack Avenue. The street sign says Kolpack. It says Arnold on the other one for Sabrina.
You know what really hit me? You know what really hit me at that moment?
Everybody.
The first time that you don't hear Clark say, "S.H.I.E.L.D. will be right back."
I know.
No. I'm gonna let people in now.
right.
This whole thing started because I just wanted to be able to share this whole experience with everybody, and the people that have made, oh my God, all our dreams come true are the fans, and we're just so grateful for you. Okay, I'm gonna let them in.
Thank you for doing this, Elizabeth. By the way,
Thank
on
you,
behalf of
Elizabeth,
everybody,
for doing
thank
this
you.
every week. We love you, Elizabeth.
I love you.
Yeah. Thanks for inviting me.
It's gonna get crazy, and if anyone's naked, I'm really sorry.
Here they
Okay,
come.
here they come.
Jeff, how often? Oh my God.
You guys.
To what?
It's still going.
There's going to be
Wow.
so many different.
Wow, there's a lot of pages.
Oh wow!
It got loud. Like,
Oh my god.
God. Going. Wow.
Oh my god. That's a lot of people.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Gosh. That's a lot of people.
We're up to 8 pages. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I made it in, guys. So sick. This is so sick. Gosh. My gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god, I'm here.
it's crazy. Oh my gosh.
This is so cool. What have you done?
Amazing. We're not even halfway.
It's insane. Oh god.
I'm even at a taggy.
Oh my gosh.
You do. So many people.
I know.
Oh my god. This is amazing.
So the end when Jeff pointed out.
What are there?
Well, I can't love it.
I thought something was here.
Not real. Honestly, we're gonna listen to you guys. Oh my god, that's so weird.
How are you?
Oh my god, watching myself on the TV. This is so crazy.
Chaos.
Oh my god, they saw our faces, guys. I'm so happy.
Audio is so bad.
I love you guys so much. Look at this.
I love you so much. Real. This is not real.
Thank you so much, all you guys. You guys are amazing.
Hi, guys.
What's so amazing? Oh my god!
I can't believe it.
Oh my god! I'm yeah, put everybody on mute.
Hi, you guys. I don't know. I think I've muted everyone just so that I think we can say, and I think I can. I don't know if Mo and Jed, are you still muted?
Now we're not. Are we? Now we're not.
You guys want to say like the parting words as the creators of the show?
Oh gosh, no. There's no parting words. It lives forever. It lives forever.
Thank you all so much for being a huge, valuable part of this entire journey. You've been with us since some of you.
Oh, I got my leopard.
Joined us along the way. but it's because of you that we made it through 7 seasons. Without you, we are nothing. So we are forever indebted to all of you. Thank you for loving
Anna, are you
the
the
story
video on
as
your
much
screen?
as we do. We can't thank you.
Bro, everything's fucking frozen.
Clobell, do you want to say something?
What's up, you guys? This is so okay, sorry. This is so crazy. It makes me really emotional to see the faces of everyone who's watching the show. And someone is not muted, and I'm hearing you like screaming. It's pretty funny. Hi, everybody. This is so nuts. It's so sad that during this time we can't like be with everyone in person, and I don't know. Like I'm seeing so many of your gorgeous faces, and this is unreal. We hope you guys enjoyed the ending. Jeff, I'm like shaking. This is
We should have everybody who's on this should take a picture of it happening, and we should have a hashtag or something so just everybody who's on this can connect and just so
I'm gonna put you all on my gram right now. Hold on, sorry. There's like
Yay! I'm trying to scroll through so that we can see as many as on
ready?
the YouTube as possible.
There are 35 pages of people. Amazing.
Oh, you guys are just the
so
best.
amazing. This is incredible.
What should our little hashtag be? 713. No, come on. Writers probably could think of a better one.
I don't know. Let's workshop this. Let's workshop.
You guys, is it so weird? Is it so weird to have watched all these incredible lives by Elizabeth and finally be on one?
Chloe.
I mean, how fun, how cool, Elizabeth, to put this together. This is unbelievable.
Seeing everybody's face like this, I mean, Elizabeth, this was such a cool idea.
I
because
forget how many.
It's incredible to see. Yeah, like everything feels so far apart right now. And to see everybody watching together and like wanting to be in this. And thank you all so much for watching and for. This is amazing. I mean,
it's craziness.
It's crazy.
It's absolute craziness. We should try to get everybody to do like.
Yeah,
you know, like, we should not.
I wish we could all fit on one screen.
Do away. Pages 1 through 40.
Wait, find the hashtag. Jed, what's the hashtag?
I don't know. 713 or once an agent, always an agent.
There we go.
Yes.
There you go.
Once an agent, always an agent. Hashtag it. Put us on Instagram, Twitter.
Yeah.
We want to see you again. And I'm sorry for all the people that didn't get in, but we love you so much.
Yeah,
and I hope that
you have to go. This is so fun. Look at Cynthia and all those 3 girls in there. Hey, you got hi. Sophia.
I know.
She's talking to.
Oh my God. There's a Chloe. I see you, girl, with those.
I see a Fitzsimmons background there.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, Daisy, a shield background.
Oh,
Yeah, a lot of lighthouse backgrounds.
Macy Marks has a Fitzsimmons little
Agent Jasmine.
Oh, there's a serial bitch imitator.
Shut
I
up.
like what I see.
Miranda. Who's that dog?
Oh.
Any lemons? Does anybody have any lemons?
Yeah.
Carl has a quake.
Nobleza is running.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, there she is.
Hey, Kay has a lemon. I see you, Kay.
This is amazing.
Faye Bramhall has a dog.
Oh.
Oh, and a sign that says, what is this?
Olivia has a bug.
Eli, we see your sign. How gorgeous.
Corey has a dog.
And
nice,
yeah,
Corey.
we see your sign. Oh my gosh, badges. Oh, I can't cope with this.
I love that I saw, so I can't find it now. Someone has just our conference room that we did all our table reads in.
Oh my God.
I know, that's crazy.
Uploaded.
I see a daisy.
Oh, people are holding up artwork and
Hey,
thank
you
you
guys,
signs.
Guys.
Thank you.
Yay.
Oh, everyone's
Thank
holding
you.
up thank you signs. Thank you.
Victoria.
Thank you. Thank
Victoria. And like so pure, there are no like, dicks or anything.
Okay. Well,
Love from South Africa. Hi, Abigail in South Africa.
Abigail in South Africa.
With a
wow.
lemons background.
Eric and
Yeah,
Colin.
we're all right, Emma.
Michelle.
Who is there?
Misha, Emily.
I wish we could call out every name. It's gonna be impossible.
Emily, wait, Emily has 11. Look. Emily B has 11.
Hey, Emily B. Oh, so we got some twinning. Love you guys. Thanks for the lemon.
Aaron from Scotland.
Skyward still has a badge.
And Jonah, were you playing some music on a piano? Was that? I saw you playing some music, bro.
Oh, someone's playing.
Cool.
Mario.
Yeah.
Whoa, put that away. Oh.
Yay. Okay. I don't know if you guys have glasses.
Oh, Agent
This
Hannah.
is kind of like the Spies Goodbye in real life, but not really.
Yeah, we get us a drink.
Okay, wait.
Just get us. Hold on. We're just gonna get a drink. Let everybody get a water.
Whatever. I think some of the writers are in here, hiding somewhere in here.
Oh,
I can't.
I just flicked through the 31.
We gotta do a surprise
Hurry
pie. Well, hurry up, open it. Get the opener and I'll open it.
All right, we're gonna get drinks. We're getting drinks.
Yeah, we're all getting drinks. We're gonna do a surprise goodbye. Everybody get drinks across the whole Zoom. We're gonna get drinks. We're gonna do a surprise goodbye.
Agent Henry, everyone get drinks.
Everyone get drinks. This is it.
Samine on her iPad Pro.
This is gonna be a surprise goodbye. We're gonna have drinks. Nobody's gonna cry. It's gonna be fine.
Hey, Kevin Tancharoen, congratulations on an incredibly directed episode. You killed it. It's so beautifully crafted. It crushed my heart about 12 times at least. And you've been such an amazing director on our show, and we just love you.
Agreed. Absolutely right.
Agreed.
Oh, I can't hear you.
I'd like to say that Kevin and I started off as just a director and a supervisor, and then we became friends.
Well said.
Can we hear Kevin's version of that story?
Yeah, please.
But thank you, Elizabeth. I mean, this show has been like just going to like a family party. Honestly, it never felt like work. And since this was my first show I've ever done of TV ever, it really set a high bar that I unfortunately can't ever match. So it just was too much fun. Everyone was so nice and easy to work with. And at the end of the day, we were just kind of like playing action figures, just on a much larger scale. So thank you.
And Mo and Jed, I know Mo's not there, but you guys created this show from the hashtag Coulson Lives, and you created such amazing characters. You've given us all the job of a lifetime, and you're just so wonderful, and we love you.
Well, thank you. We're going to do Spies Goodbye.
Yes.
One looks so
guys,
cute with their Spies Goodbye glasses. I gotta say, you guys look adorable.
I don't need it.
Yeah, we just have to say that, you know, this.
I got enough, baby.
We've had a lump in our throat all day. This is like an emotional thing. We've worked with so many great people. You know, we can't believe it's been a year that we've had to reflect, and we miss all these people that we used to work with. But, you know, once an agent, always an agent. And the fans, I speak for everyone. The fans are always on our mind when we were making it and when we're at every step, you know, and it's because you guys are so passionate and care so much and are so nice. And I see James and Charla are in there.
James and Charla, all of our writers are in here.
Yeah, we love our Shield family, and you guys are all a part of it. So this isn't goodbye. This is a Spies Goodbye, which means we all know we're still out there, and we'll always have a special connection. But it's goodbye for now.
Yeah. Once an agent, always an agent.
That is true.
Cheers, you guys.
Cheers. Like us, Dave. Cheers.
Cheers.
What's the other one?
Who's like us?
It's the Coulson one.
What is it, Chloe?
Here's to us, who's like us, damn few.
I was trying to do a combo of the. I was trying to combo.
Who's like us, damn?
Because there's that season 5. It's season there. Because that Spies Goodbye is great. We all love it. We're all doing it. Absolutely. Just
you did
that whole season 5.
You know what, Jeff? That was almost just like a perfect ending. I'm so glad.
Include everyone. Everyone's included. Season 5 also. Season 4 and season 5 are equally good. Cheers, love you guys.
Okay, we love you guys. I'm gonna scroll through and then I'm gonna end this with a heavy heart, but we just love you all.
Thank you.
Love
so
you.
much.
Love you. Thank you for
everyone
watching and
being
listening.
here. Yeah, thank you, Bear. Thank you, Kolpack. Thank you, Global and Jeff. I love you forever, Mojo.
There you go. We're
Happy-
flying away.
Thank you, Jed and Mo. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank
It was
you.
a great
Thank you.
ride.
Thank
It
you.
was a great ride.
Scrolling through, almost there. Oh.
Bye-bye.
Oh my goodness.
Bye.